Alrighty, welcome everybody back to our second live stream for tonight, and obviously our last one. This live stream will be primarily focused on some of the ongoing activity in Wisconsin, and will eventually transition probably mostly just to the Central Plains, as well as through Iowa. So those areas we'll be covering tonight. If you're just new here, make sure to subscribe button down below, like the live stream. If you're just tuning in, I would really appreciate it. We're gonna get right into it. So a lot going right now. There's not nearly as much activity as earlier, so this will not be nearly as a chaotic live stream as what we had earlier this afternoon, but we do have a couple of warnings ongoing in Wisconsin. Again, we'll be looking at Kansas and Iowa over the next several minutes, but our only tornado warning just expired. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings still ongoing going toward Milwaukee. A lot of these storms have become outflow dominant, so we're not really going to see a whole lot in terms of a tornado threat. Still some brief spin ups, or maybe a tornado may occur over the next hour and a half, but other than that, most of this activity should be winding down over the next hour. So some good news there. But here's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning closer to areas like Columbus, Waterloo, Reesville, Maryville, and as well as Watertown. And going toward Hartford, there's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That's about it with this storm. Again, it was just recently tornado warned, just to give you an idea of what the velocities look like as of right now. They are just wind at this point. We're not really seeing any rotation, at least in this storm, for example, mainly because of that outflow dominance currently ongoing. We're going to see that throughout the rest of this evening with these storms specifically. Now for Kansas, it's a little bit of a different story, and as well as Missouri, but I'll get into that in just a second. Let's go back up to the north, up toward basically this is, I believe, far northeastern Wisconsin, right on the bay here, near Sisters Bay. Let's go and take a look at this, or Sister Bay. Ongoing damaging wind gusts around 70 miles per hour is actually happening with this storm, and obviously these are all going to be going into the Great Lakes over the next couple of hours, so we're not going to see a whole lot of activity other than most of this stuff moving to the Great Lakes. As you can see here, all of this is just wind at this point. There is a little bit more rotation if you go back a little bit further up to the north, but most of this should just be primarily just some storms, maybe a couple of storms with some damaging wind gusts up here in portions of northern Michigan. Here's a look at the velocities from this angle, and you can see there's actually a little bit of a couple of storms maybe rotating a little bit. You can kind of see maybe one up here, southeast of Marquette, maybe possibly. Let's go and take a look at this one. So there's actually maybe a little bit of rotation here. Kind of see it there. There's a little bit of rotation. Not a whole lot of wind going toward the radar, but definitely going away from the radar. So we very well could say maybe a brief tornado before this goes off the coast into the Great Lakes region. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much what we're looking at in areas like Michigan as well as Wisconsin. Again, the ongoing tornado watch will be going, I believe, until about 9 o'clock or so, or actually goes until midnight up in Michigan. Over here, it's only until 10 o'clock. But I would expect that to get canceled probably a little bit earlier than that, because most of those storms will be into the Great Lakes after that. Now, we will have a potential for maybe a couple of isolated severe storms in northwestern Michigan, so maybe like well off to the west or north of Detroit, basically. There might be a couple of isolated storms that may become severe, but other than that, I'm not expecting too much in terms of severe weather. Here's another ongoing severe thunderstorm warning that's ongoing near Eldridge and going toward Princeton as of right now, and Comanche. Those areas are going to be in the track of this storm. It is producing some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, maybe a little bit of nickel-sized hail. So that's about it with this cell. This is just to the north of Davenport. There's also another storm ongoing just to the northwest of Reynolds. A lot of these storms are just strong and not severe as of right now. One near New Boston. A lot going through really anywhere in eastern Iowa right now. That's what we're looking at over there. Now, there is a couple of other warnings. There's actually a special weather statement ongoing northeast of Kansas City for this storm, and I believe it's just for gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour and maybe some nickel-sized hail or something in that range, and that's near Lowlow, south of Breckenridge. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but basically in that area, there's an ongoing strong storm. We have a severe thunderstorm warning down in Kansas as of right now, near Opie as well as near Hartford. This storm is actually producing some damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some half-dollar sized hail. That storm will be moving off to the east-northeast over the next several minutes. Again, a lot of these storms have actually been rotating, believe it or not. A lot of them have been, but with what we're looking at right now in terms of the setup across the central plains and as well as eastern plains, we're really looking at a much higher K index, which basically indicates that well, the higher the K index is, which today I believe it's around a 40, it means there will be much more widespread storm activity or shower activity. So what that means is that will be limited to how much in terms of a tornado threat we see across the central and eastern plains, and that's what we're seeing, at least as of right now, across this area. We're seeing a lot more storm activity, not a whole lot in terms of being able to have a tornadic development with really any of these cells. Now, all of these were actually stronger earlier, not nearly as strong. Now, let's go to the radar site south of or north of Emporia. Let's go and take a look at this storm a little bit more closely. and see what it looks like. So this storm has actually had some rotation at times. It's not rotating as of right now, but there has been some rotation with this storm. Actually, there's still a little bit of rotation, nothing crazy, but this storm has definitely had some damaging winds, a little bit of rotation there near Ope as of right now. That's moving off to the east. It's been a very slow moving storm as well. A lot of these storms are producing heavy rainfall totals up as much as 2 to 3 inches. So this is one of those storms that's already produced an inch of rain, and that's about as of 25 minutes ago in Emporia. So there might have even been a little bit more rain in addition to what they've already seen. So that's near Hartford as of right now. And again, a little hail core there, maybe some $half sized hail here near Hartford, and obviously some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. This severe thunderstorm watch will be going until midnight tonight, which makes a bit more sense. I think some more storm activity will start to fill in over the next hour or so, and that's what we'll see from there. Now let's go back up to Wisconsin real quick. I want to kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown of what we've seen in terms of damage reports. Obviously we've had several tornadoes today. I'm estimating at least we've had 10 tornadoes. I can't confirm that number, but I'm just saying I think we've at least seen 10 tornadoes because of what we've already seen in terms of very tight rotations. There were some when I was off stream as well, which kind of adds to what we've already seen. So that's just my estimate. Obviously the National Weather Service will survey those storms going to tomorrow, but let's take a look at some of the damage reports we've seen so far today. There was one in Columbia County that had power lines down across the roads and a shed partially damaged. Trees, power lines down on Lovers Lane just south of Markesan, if I'm saying the name right, so in Green Lake, Wisconsin County, that area there. Also had some power lines down. A couple of other reports back up here from earlier. We actually had a bunch in this one area near Watuma. This is an area that we actually were covering when there was a tornado warning. A lot of reports of power lines down along 21, so we had some reports there of that. A 70-mile-per-hour wind gust was reported over in Red Granite. We also had some more tree limbs down southeast of Red Granite. There was also more shingles blown off, it looks like, over in Pine River. There was also trees down, a lot of trees down. That's what we've seen for most of the part today, actually, which is obviously, honestly, trees down in comparison to having a lot of structures damage is probably better off anyways. Obviously, structures are a lot more hard to replace. Trees, obviously, you can just plant them back, but luckily, it looks like a lot of these were just trees down and not a bunch of damaged structures. You can see there was a 55-mile-per-hour wind gust just west of Appleton. There was actually a 59-mile-per-hour wind gust in the town of Appleton. Trees and power lines down, and it looks like another damage report. Nothing specified on that one. Multiple trees snapped in the city over in Seymour and as well, or Seymour, and as there was also trees and power lines down to the north of Seymour, and there was also an observed tornado touchdown in Shinano County. I'm not saying the name right, but that's also another area where we did see a confirmed tornado. There's a 59-mile-per-hour wind gust near Green Bay, 20-inch branches down. So there was actually some pretty large branches down there, and that's what we've seen so far out of these storms at this point. Obviously, we saw the large tornado earlier when I was live streaming. Some of you might have been there. There was a large tornado on the ground over in Wyville, I believe it was, and as well as Oakland or Oak, something about Oak. I can't remember the exact name, but that place actually had a large tornado there, and we had some damage reports there. I had some posts on Twitter. If you haven't already checked those out, make sure to go check out those pictures, but you can click the link in the description if you want to go check out some of those photos. But there was some significant damage to areas over there in Wyville, and I'm actually going to take a look. I don't know if we've had any new photo reports there. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, we had some pretty significant damage up there. There was a large tornado on the ground, possibly for as long as 30 minutes. Let me see if we have any photos, though, from Wyville. Let's see. So far, I've seen a lot of trees down. That's the main thing, which is good. Obviously, again, as long as it's not a bunch of structures or any injuries or deaths, that's always a good thing. But a lot of trees obviously down, which is not always good news. But it looks like for right now, what I'm seeing on at least Twitter is there's obviously semi-trucks that flipped over, which makes, again, pretty much a lot of sense because of all the damaging winds that we had with that storm as well. A lot of tree branches down, some power lines down. And luckily, honestly, for how large a debris ball that we had on radar, it did not seem to be nearly as much damage as what was actually expected to happen because of how large that debris ball was on radar. We have a lot of trees down and whatnot, but other than that, I have not seen any structural damage really, other than maybe some shingles blown off. So some good news overall from, obviously it could have been much worse. That's what I'm kind of referring to. So that was at least in Wyville. Now, can't remember where the other place was. It was Oakdale. That's what it was. Oakdale, let's go and see if there's anything there. And what I'm seeing, at least right now, it does not seem like there was actually a whole lot in Oakdale, which is also somewhat good news. I mean, we're not looking at a whole lot of damage. I see a lot of trees down again. It looked like maybe some very minor structural damage. So, again, very luckily that we kind of got away maybe with a bolt with that storm. It looked to be a lot stronger on radar, and it may have actually been that strong. It might have just been going through a lot more rural areas, so we might not still have the full evidence, at least, of the tornado. We have a lot of pictures of just trees down, but we very well could see more in the near future. So definitely an interesting tornado overall. Obviously, I was covering it earlier. Hopefully we don't have anything too much more beyond that. It was obviously a very dangerous tornado. It went through a trailer park as well, so it was a very damaging tornado overall. All right, let me get to chat. Hey Christian, how you doing? As well as Jacob, Vicky, welcome back, guys, and as well as 1920. So hope you guys are all doing well. And Money, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, how you doing, Kim? Welcome back. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting event earlier. I didn't really want to go off live, but I had to. But yeah, it was a very brief event. Obviously, it only lasted 3 to 4 hours, but overall, at least, I mean, really, the most significant part of the event lasted about 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. What we're seeing now is primarily outflow dominant. So a lot of these storms, like for example, we're in Wisconsin right now. A lot of these storms are currently just producing some damaging wind gusts. That's about it right now. We got one up here over in the bay near Sister Bay that's producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So we definitely have some severe storms still ongoing, but most of them, luckily, are not tornado warned at this time. But we also have a whole on severe weather area going on in Alabama as well as Georgia. So we actually have some other areas that are ongoing too. I might actually go down to that at some point later as well. We have a severe thunderstorm warning over in New York right now. What is going on over here? Let me go take a look at this. I didn't think New York was seeing much tonight. I know severe, again, I'm probably going to go live tomorrow for the New York and Pennsylvania tornado potential tomorrow. So definitely make sure you stay tuned for that stuff. I will probably be live for that tomorrow. But here's a look at the severe thunderstorm warning over in New York near Wyoming, as well as Avon, and as well as south of Leroy. This is ongoing for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some quarter-sized hail. So there's actually a couple of storms over there in western New York, and that's all really just the prerequisite to what we'll actually see tomorrow in those areas. We'll likely see several tornadoes possibly tomorrow as well. Not to the extent that we saw today, but it will definitely be at least a few tornadoes. I shouldn't say several, probably at least 2 to 3, maybe 4 tornadoes in that area tomorrow across New York and as well as Pennsylvania. So that'll definitely be an area to watch tomorrow as well. And I'll probably be live for that one. So make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Let me take a look. I don't think the Storm Prediction Center obviously only issues it at 1:30. Yeah, they haven't put anything else out on that. But there's actually going to be enhanced risk. I'll go and show real quick for tomorrow what the overall threat is. For the rest of the night, I believe we're getting our next update in about 20 minutes. So when we get our next update for tonight in 20 minutes, then I'll go and show you that as well. But here's a look at tomorrow's outlook. So you can see there's an enhanced risk of severe weather ongoing for tomorrow across areas in New York. That includes Syracuse, just east of Buffalo. This is the greatest area for damaging winds. That's the main threat in this area, but also a threat for a couple of tornadoes will exist in that area. The slight risk also includes the potential for mainly damaging winds and maybe a little bit of large hail as well, $quarter to $half size. I'm not expecting any significant hail threats at this point. Most of it, the lapse rates aren't going to be that high tomorrow, and the setup is not prime, at least for hail. As for today as well, we didn't really see a prime hail event at all, but you can definitely see that there's going to be a potential at least for a few tornadoes. And again, maybe I'm not expecting any strong tornadoes tomorrow at this point, but there's always a possibility. I'll kind of show you the future radar as well later in this forecast. And again, this live stream we'll be going over some of the severe weather ongoing. I'm also going to kind of show you some forecasts as well. Not always what I do. This is kind of like a let's wet talk weather sort of series. If you guys are OG, you might remember that. It's kind of where we do everything. But this is a look at the enhanced risk. Again, slight risk extends down to Columbus. Pittsburgh's actually in the enhanced risk for tomorrow. Cleveland is kind of on the cusp of both the marginal and slight risk areas right now on the slight risk. Scranton, if I'm saying the name right, is on the slight risk. Albany's actually not in a risk. Now, I could imagine that the marginal risk may get extended into far western New England. That's definitely a possibility for tomorrow, but overall damaging winds would be probably the only threat there. Here's a look at the tornado outlook, by the way, for tomorrow as well. And you can see that the tornado potential for Erie, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Buffalo, those areas are the main areas and the threat for the potential for a few tornadoes. Now, obviously, they will likely not see a tornado, but again, the 5% probability within a 25-mile radius does exist in this large area here. Interstate 80, Interstate 76, 81, all those areas included, again, in the northern and as well as western portions of New York into Pennsylvania, all included in at least some sort of potential for a few tornadoes tomorrow. So definitely a threat to watch tomorrow as well. There is a actually low-end threat for a tornado or two tomorrow across areas in far southeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas, into far northern Missouri, and as well as western Illinois. Here's a look at the overall threat level for tomorrow. It's a slight risk of severe weather for Quincy, Springfield, St. Louis, Columbia, Kansas City. Those areas all included in at least a slight risk for severe weather. Now, will I be live for that one? I'm not 100% sure yet. I might. I will not probably, again, I'm not going to be live either Friday or Saturday regardless, but this is obviously tomorrow, so it's not a big deal. This is still outlook on day 3, by the way. It's not really too much of a concern at this point. Marginal risk, probably just damaging winds and maybe some large hail. But at least it looks like we'll have a break on Friday. Obviously, I will not be live Friday or Saturday regardless. I will have videos, obviously. But we'll get our latest update on the overall outlook for the rest of this evening in about 15 minutes. So just stay tuned. We'll have the latest update for you on that. We have a couple of new warnings, by the way. Let's go ahead and hop over to those. Currently ongoing in portions of the central and northeastern plains, as well as into the Midwest. New warning got issued for Andover, as well as west of Thompson, as well as in Charlotte and DeWitt. Those areas included for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, maybe a little bit of dime-sized hail. So a new warning there. We also have a strong storm, it looks like, near Davenport. That might end up getting warned here pretty shortly. That's near Milan as of right now, and that's near Interstate 280. So maybe some small hail with gusty winds might get warned at some point pretty soon. We have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued for those near Milton, Memphis, and as well as Granger. This is for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for maybe some quarter-sized hail. So another little warning that just got added there. And back down to the south, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning over in Kansas. And let's go and take a look at this one. This is quarter-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And that will be ongoing, it looks like, for the next 30 minutes. Let me go and let me refresh the background here. There we go. That looks better. So that's a look at the new warning, and also the roads and everything else just got deleted, so let me go and fix that as well. The roads fix themselves. I had this issue before and I don't know how you fix it. All right, I'll get some chat questions as well. If you have any questions about any of the weather ongoing, definitely feel free to let me know. I don't know what is going on with this. Get the roads to refresh. Put GIS on, there we go. That should help. Then put on both. There we go. All right, we fixed it. Fix the roads. I hate when that happens, but we fixed it. All right, Dallas safe. Yeah, Dallas isn't really, honestly, I'm kind of bummed about it, but Dallas and anywhere north Texas, not going to see really anything. There is a possibility. Now, I'm going to see if I can see it if it pops up on the future radar. There is a low-end chance for some showers or storms on either Friday or Saturday. It's a very low-end threat, though, and it's unfortunately not going to be anything significant. Let me see if I can show you here on the future radar. I'm going to see if I can get any of the future radars to go out that far. But there is a low-end chance that we have a couple of showers or storms. This is probably the closest I think I can get it to. All right, this is the closest I can get it to. So let me go and pull it up here on the other screen. This will look at this is gonna be on Thursday, or this is gonna be late Thursday. So there'll actually be a couple of storms possible in Louisiana or Arkansas, maybe late Thursday. That would be about it. Those are not expected to really be severe, but on Friday there might be a couple of pop-up showers or maybe weak storms in eastern Texas that might get close to DFW. But other than that, Saturday might be our best chance for some severe storm, or actually storms. I mean, not severe, but some storms possibly on Saturday. This is kind of a look as of right now on the future radar going into Saturday, at least on the European model. This is Friday, then this is eventually Saturday. You can see maybe a couple of isolated showers or storms going into like the mid to late portions of Saturday. So there might be something, but honestly, it's just very unfortunate. We're in a very dry pattern right now. And unfortunately, I don't really expect that to change anytime soon. Obviously, it is summer. We don't usually see the jet stream dip that far down to the south during this time of the year. So it's just unfortunately kind of what we're in as of right now in terms of a pattern. But yeah, unfortunate. It's obviously unfortunate. We might see something possibly closer to the lighter portion of the month, but overall, it seems to be somewhat of a low-end chance. Yeah, Virginia, it's going well. It's been a busy evening, but it has been well. Anything for Central Oklahoma? Not today, and I don't think anything tomorrow either. I think Oklahoma is going to stay for the most part dry over the next couple of days. If you're in northern Oklahoma, you might see something later tonight, but it'll just be like a passing shower or weak storm. Yeah, Oklahoma also, and kind of in the same boat. You're going to be kind of in this like a little drought pattern as well because this high pressure ridge. Excuse me. Unfortunately, so yeah, we're looking at as right now. Yeah, passing storm in Tampa Bay. Nice. That must be refreshing. Hopefully, I don't know. Sometimes in Florida, if it's hot and humid, it's not always a good mix. Yeah, I was live for that big tornado earlier. It was a crazy event, obviously. Hey, if you're just doing it for the live stream, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. It really helps our page out a lot. Again, this will be kind of everything. I'm going to probably be going over the tropics as well in this live stream. This is kind of like an all-around live stream. So if you have any questions about literally anything, feel free to let me know. I'll probably be live for at least a couple hours, unless there's tornado warnings, but I don't think there will be many left tonight. We obviously have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing for damaging winds and as well as some large hail. And we obviously have that large tornado earlier. I'm actually going to take a look. I don't know how many storm reports we've had in terms of a tornado threat today. Let me take a look how many tornado reports we have so far. We actually have one. That's interesting. Well, there's a lot of damage reports. We have 57 damage reports, by the way, from this area of storms today. Only one confirmed tornado so far, which obviously there was more than one. We had one confirmed in Yville, which is not on the Storm Prediction Center's map. There's also one confirmed west of Green Bay. There was another one in Boston, I think it was. So that area also had a tornado. So we've at least had 3 confirmed tornadoes. Now, there's dozens of damage reports, and those will obviously be sorted out over the next 24 hours by the National Weather Service survey team, possibly even later than that. It might take a couple of days to get to all of those. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Let's go take a look at the velocities on these storms again. I think most of these are gonna be outflow driven. But as of right now, yeah, a lot of just outflow-driven storms. I don't see anything, again, that's really rotating over here in Wisconsin as of right now. Again, most of these storms are just severe, producing some damaging winds around 60 miles per hour, and that's what we're looking at as of right now. Some storms, more storms for the Kansas City area tomorrow. There is going to be a possibility tomorrow, if you're in Kansas City, for maybe a couple of severe storms. Nothing too crazy, though. I think today's probably your better chance. Obviously, right now, there are some storms, but I think back off to your west. I don't think you have any in Kansas City right now. Or maybe you do. There might be a couple of showers there. Yeah, there's a couple of showers, weak storms there, but yeah, I mean, today is gonna be kind of a low end risk anyways. I think it's only a marginal threat anyway. I believe it is, right? Is it marginal or is it slight? Let me take a look. I thought it was marginal, at least in this area. Yeah, it's marginal. So I was actually kind of surprised, to be honest, that there was a watch issued, but it makes sense. There has been some storms, by the way, that have rotated over here back out into portions of Kansas. Obviously, none of them have produced a tornado at this point, at least of what I know. But there has been some rotation with a couple of these storms. This one, for example, not rotating, but there's some gusty winds. Back down here near Emporia, this storm has actually had some very broad rotation for a while now. If you take a look here, there has been a little bit of rotation, but it hasn't been anything to the point where there will probably be a tornado warning. Again, the amount of coverage of storms right now and the low-level jet down here is pretty weak. Let's look at the low-level jet down here. Let's look at the 700 millibar level, and the low-level jet is actually not terrible. I mean, it's around 30 to 31 miles per hour. That's not horrible, but obviously we have a much more scattered and widespread, or really more of a widespread amount of storms across down here, which is going to really limit what the tornado threat is anyways. But that storm definitely has a possibility, maybe of a brief tornado. Again, there is a possibility for a brief tornado or two within those storms tonight, but it will be a very low-end risk. And that one south of Emporia, definitely going to be a storm to watch pretty closely. But yeah, overall, tomorrow there will be a possibility for Kansas City. Let me take a look at the future radar. I might pull it up here as well. Give you an idea what's going to happen in Kansas and as well as Missouri tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow for that event. I'll be live for the one over in New York tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be live for tomorrow night's event. Tomorrow's night's event is going to be kind of late, it looks like. We have a couple of storms during like the late afternoon, early evening. A lot of the storms seem to be overnight. So I probably won't be live for tomorrow night's event in the Central Plains, but I'll likely be live for the tornado possibility tomorrow in the New York and as well as Pennsylvania's areas. All right, let's see. Well, I'm way behind on questions, by the way, so I do apologize if it takes a second for me to get to. I had most of the impacts in Boston. Was it, Bunny? I haven't really seen any of the damage pictures yet, but I've only seen damage pictures over in the Yville area, as well as Oakdale. All right, let's see. You're eating stuff? Yes, I'm eating cashews. You have to eat. Hey, Marisol, how you doing? Hey, you're completely good. No problem at all. You don't have to be here for every live stream, but I do appreciate you tuning in. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Take a look at the velocities on this storm. This storm actually has a possible tornado label on it, so, but I'm not seeing any rotation that's really tight at this point. Good. There's a very broad rotation on that storm. Is there a tornado possible on this storm? No, there isn't. Yeah, a lot of these storms over here are producing some damaging winds in Wisconsin, but other than that, a lot of these storms are fairly on the lower end side, so hopefully we don't see anything too crazy. There very well could be potentially a couple more storms later tonight that do develop, but yeah, Michigan's in a marginal risk, I think, and maybe far northern Michigan's in a slight risk, I believe. We're going to get our next Storm Prediction Center outlook in about 5-10 minutes, possibly. Hopefully it's a little bit earlier than that. They've been really delayed. Like, their outlooks recently have been coming out really late for the most part. Actually, their outlook from the 3 o'clock outlook in CST time actually came out 13 minutes early. The one with the moderate risk earlier came out 30 minutes late, so they've been kind of inconsistent. But it's not a big deal. Obviously, it's pretty minimal. Obviously, the outlooks overall aren't really the most important thing ever. Obviously, it's very good to have an outlook, but updating them, really consistently is always a huge deal. At least we know the general gist of what to expect. The moderate risk, though, that definitely came in handy because there was definitely a couple of there was a lot of tornadoes. Obviously, a couple of them might have been strong as well. We'll definitely have some more photos and whatnot coming in from those storms, and definitely a bit of ratings on them as well. Good to hear, Marisol. Good to hear you're doing well. The baseball field in Boston got completely trashed, did it? Really? How the Deep South's doing? I'll probably go down there here in a minute. I'll look down there. No tornadoes in Kansas or Illinois. So, Kansas again, very low end risk tonight. We'll get our next storm prediction center outlook here in a minute. Let me put a track on these storms because I think somebody asked for them. Let me go and put these on. These storms have been moving pretty quick, by the way. A lot of these storms moving about 50 to 55 miles per hour. The storms up to the north were moving around 60. So they've been moving fairly quickly tonight. That's not a track. Let me go put a track on this, though. I'll put about 50 just to be safe. There you go. So, a lot of these I can't even pronounce, but Brookfield right around 820, New Berlin right around 825, West Allis right around 826, Milwaukee will probably be hit by these storms right around 829, Greenfield 830, and Racine right around 853. That's the timing. It'll eventually go into far western Michigan, possibly right around 930. I believe the storm motion might be a little bit further up to the north, but I'm just kind of tracking it up to the east. Yeah, it's moving northeast, but I'm kind of tracking them off to the east, kind of give you an idea of when to expect them. They are moving northeast. I'm just going to redraw this track to make it easier. It's pretty close to what it will be. This is going northeast. So yeah, kind of pretty similar timing overall. Milwaukee 825, 830, basically in that range. West Bend, by the way, right now or within the next couple of minutes. Germantown 807. Brookfield again 817 or so. West Allis 824. Eventually it'll probably go into Michigan, probably at least those storms specifically, maybe on the low end severe side, possibly going toward Ludington right around possibly 9:30 or so. That's in Central Time though, so 10:30 I think Eastern Time. I believe that's in Eastern Time. Isn't the entire state of Michigan in Eastern Time? Can't remember. I believe it is. I appreciate that, Sunny Skies. Appreciate you tuning in. That was 51. Yeah, it's about a 50 miles per hour. Just go with 50. Just an ETA on those storms. Let me go down to the Deep South. I know there's some severe thunderstorms going down here. We'll take a look. There's a severe thunderstorm watch ongoing for a large portion, actually, of Alabama tonight. This is till 2 a.m. actually. That's a late watch. That's interesting. So looks like a lot of these storms like near Lafayette right now are producing some damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. Not really a whole lot other than that. Roanoke 5 points. Those areas seeing some damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. Yeah, all these storms for the most part are actually just producing damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. A lot of trees snapped apparently in northern Clay County. And I believe that's in Georgia. Yeah, that's in Georgia. So damaging winds around 60 miles per hour possible. That storm's actually moving west at about 17 miles per hour. The other storms down here are also moving. It looks like all of them are actually moving west right now at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. All these are producing some damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. So we got a couple of storms. Obviously, it looks like there's an outflow boundary, and that's actually well-defined here on radar. You can see it. Very well-defined outflow boundary, and I can't make a well-defined pen, but that's a look at the outflow boundary here. It's very well-defined. It's moving off this direction, obviously, so more storms will probably develop here over the next several minutes anyways as it moves off to the west. Storms will likely just weaken just because of daylight heating expiring. Daylight heating is obviously ending now, so we won't probably see any storms strengthening as they go into Michigan tonight. At least that's my forecast. There's also a couple of other storms, by the way, back up in far northern Georgia, northwest of Atlanta. There's a storm producing some damaging winds around 60 miles per hour and some quarter-sized hail near Kingston, Rome, and going towards Shannon. So a little storm there. That goes until about another 15 to 20 minutes. There's another warning way back up here to the northeast of that near Clayton that's producing some quarter-sized hail. So that's what we're looking at right now. They're moving west. Yeah, it kind of depends on the directional shear. We actually got a tornado warning in Kansas. Let's go and take a look at this. So we got a new tornado warning over here in Kansas. I mentioned this earlier. There was some rotation with this. Yeah, this is a new warning. This just got issued 2 minutes ago. So near Ope as of right now, there's a tornado warning ongoing. This is moving off to the east. Let's go take a look at the velocities right now. And there actually seems to be some tight rotation right there. possibly a little bit of a tightening of rotation there near Outbreak right now. There is some rotation. Again, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately near Outbreak. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning, just got issued not very long ago, so make sure you're seeking shelter away from windows if you're over in Kansas. Big news. I'm actually going to post this to our Discord because I know some of you guys might be on, some of those people on Discord. All right. Again, if you're just tuning in, near Outbreak, there's an ongoing tornado warning. Again, this is for the potential for a tornado. This warning goes until 8:30 tonight. This storm, again, I've been mentioning a lot since the beginning, has been rotating. It just hasn't been tornado warned. This is the first time it's been tornado warned. So far, again, there's been some rotation here, right here, just to the southwest of Outbreak. That's moving off to the east. Let me go up to the radar site to the north. We'll take a look from both radar sites, see what the rotation looks like from both of them, because it looks a little bit tighter on that one from Wichita. This one, as of right now, showing a little bit less rotation, but it's basically right there. It's actually not bad in terms of a strong rotation. It's definitely on a moderately strong level at this point. Again, the south of Outbreak, it's moving off to the east. Make sure you're seeking shelter. That's heading toward 99. So that's our ongoing tornado warning as of right now. Let me go take a look back up. Is this the only tornado warning, right? I just want to make sure. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, so this is obviously the new tornado warning, again, southwest of Outbreak. Winds are definitely a lot stronger going away from the radar, but you can see going toward the radar, they are definitely there just southwest of Outbreak. And the latest scan showing it looks to be a little bit stronger rotation. So definitely make sure you are seeking shelter. This is, again, no correlation coefficient is showing anything, so just try to keep that in mind. Obviously, no debris is being indicated on radar. But there's definitely some rotation there. Again, this storm's been rotating ever since we went live. I've mentioned a few times it's one of those discrete cells that we have down here. And obviously, we have enough of a low-level jet for storms to be rotating tonight. So this is kind of one of those. It just kind of depended on the K-index. Obviously, the K-index seems to be a bit lower down here because a lot of the storm activity's kind of fizzled out back up to the northeast. So this is really its own unique cell at this point. It's a discrete cell now near Outbreak. Again, it's going to be moving off to the east over the next several minutes. It is a slow-moving storm, so it's not going to be moving very fast. That's why the tornado warning, hence, is very small. Let me go back down to the Wichita radar, and we'll kind of stay from there, it looks like, right now. And yeah, as you can kind of see, the rotation's primarily right there. Let's go to the reflectivity. Yeah, again, near Outbreak. Actually, I'm going to go back up to the northern one because it's actually better. I do apologize. I have to sometimes change these radars around. But again, this is south of Emporia, so this is going off to the east. Again, I'll actually put a track on this. It's only moving about, the tornado warning storm actually said it's moving 3 miles per hour. Let me go and put a little track on it, though, kind of give you an idea of where this tornado warned part of the storm is heading over the next several minutes. And it's going about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So New Straw 906, and then maybe Burlington 909. Madison, by the way, just make sure you're on alert. I think it'll stay off to your north, but definitely going to be a storm to watch pretty closely. Other than that, again, it seems to be moving off fairly to the east at this point. County, I have no clue what county this is, but it is south of Emporia. It's northeast of Wichita, so it's in between basically Wichita and Kansas City. Right, well, basically just south of Interstate 35. There was a tornado warning here the other day when we were live near Cottonwood Falls, I'm pretty sure. It's actually a pretty similar area to where we've already seen a possible tornado. Could the storms to get worse in Missouri later on? Yeah, they possibly could, but overall, I think the main threat, again, is going to be on the low end, so we're not going to see anything too dramatically change. Picture of the supercell? Okay, I'll take a look. Wow, that's actually a really interesting looking supercell. That's actually pretty impressive. I'm kind of surprised at what we're, I mean, like, with this sort of cell, it is actually a fairly discrete cell. That's impressive. I'm gonna, again, if you want to check out the picture I retweeted on Twitter, or if you're on our Discord server, you can go into the photos and videos tab and check that out there as well. Again, all those links are in the description down below. But yeah, the supercell actually looks pretty decent for what it is. And here's a look at the velocities as of right now. So rotation seems to be strongest here near Outbreak right now. That's kind of where we're looking. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient again. I don't think there's a tornado on the ground as of now, but again, one could develop at any time. It is a discrete cell, so it has a lot more of a, it can maintain itself much better than just something in terms of a line of storms. Know if it will last a F3. This will not become anything a lot stronger than like a EF01. I don't think this is going to be a situation where we're looking at a large tornado by any means. This is not something like that, but it definitely could become a tornado and at least cause some sort of damage in terms of if it does develop. That's again south of Outbreak right now. Area of rotation is basically west of 57, so that's moving off to the east as of right now. Yes, this is a rain wrapped rotation, so it's gonna be hard to see. Lyon County, thank you. Was the Wisconsin tornado earlier the only one, and what was the intensity? I don't know about the intensity. Again, the National Weather Service determines that the next day. What I do know is that it was that was not the only tornado. There was at least 2 other ones. There was one in Boston, I think, and there was also one west of Green Bay. So we've had at least 3 tornadoes today. Obviously, it only shows 1 on the Storm Prediction Center's website, but there is at least been 3. We've already had 3 confirmations, 3 reports and actual picture evidence of an actual tornado. So yeah, that's what we've seen so far today. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And we'll keep you updated with the latest on this tornado warning over here in Kansas, and as well as any other severe weather that does occur this evening into the overnight hours. Again, we'll probably be live at least for a couple of hours. Again, ongoing tornado warning is that little circle there. That's kind of where our area of rotation is. That's actually where it's going to be rain wrapped. Again, inflow going to the storm right here. It's pretty well pronounced. Again, you got a little hook right here. Tornado will be located right about there. That's just west of 99 as of right now, heading down to the east. You look at the latest velocity scan. This is from the last one. The most recent one's coming in right now. Yeah, the tornado over in Toma was huge. I mean, we were live streaming it, and the correlation coefficient just showed this big debris ball. I mean, it was crazy. I'm surprised, honestly, that what I've seen from damage so far from that tornado was not nearly as much as I expected. I thought it was like at least in the F3 tornado at that point, because it just, the debris ball was so large. Velocities, don't get me wrong, they weren't that strong, but the debris ball was shockingly large on radar from that storm earlier. Latest velocity should have come through. The base velocities, nope, haven't come through. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah, area of rotation is just west of 57 and 99. This is now the area of rotation. It's again, it's definitely moderately strong. Again, it's not tight. It's not something you can confirm as a tornado as of right now, but it very well could develop into a tornado at any point. So let's make sure you're seeking shelter again away from windows. Let me actually put up my tornado warning thing here. There was a forgot I had that. Yeah, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately away from windows. All right, let me go and put the reflectivity back up on here. So again, it's a rain wrap situation. This is not a tornado warned storm where you're gonna probably be able to see this at least. So don't try to look outside. Again, just stay away from windows if you're near just north of Madison and Outbreak. I think the storm will probably stay north of Madison, honestly. I don't think it's gonna go toward Madison. Should stay off to the north of it. Again, this is our ongoing tornado warning over in Kansas. If you're in this warning, make sure you're seeking shelter. Keep you updated with the latest on this tornado warning storm. Again, where the rotation is as of right now is right here where my circle is. So it's just west of 57 and 99. Again, it's heading off to the east as of right now. Did I mean to do that? It won't hit Madison, I don't think. Also, I have this like text thing up here over here. There's a little like slider thing now. I'm trying to work on it, but it kind of glitches out. I'm trying to work on that though. I think it's a cool addition for warnings and whatnot for information, but it's been glitching out, so it's kind of not reliable, but it is something I'm working on. But again, ongoing tornado warning just south of Outbreak. Again, area of rotation is right here. We're not seeing anything on the correlation coefficient that indicates a tornado on the ground, but there is definitely a possibility for it at any time. Let's go a little bit higher up in the atmosphere here, and it's a lot tighter. There's at least a funnel cloud, it looks like, because you can see how tight the rotation is a little bit higher up at the 1.3 degree level. Yeah, there's at least some sort of funnel cloud or maybe wall cloud right now at this storm, so just make sure you're staying in shelter. Again, this is a possibility for a tornado at any time. Again, most likely we have a funnel cloud or a wall cloud right now, because you can just see how tight the rotation is a little bit higher up, so definitely a storm to be monitoring very closely. Max velocity, it's max velocity WX on Twitter. You can also click the link at in the description below. Again, this YouTube channel will be changing to max velocity hopefully within the next 24 hours. I was trying to do it today, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work. I'm contacting YouTube to fix it, but sounds good, Max. Yeah, definitely a storm to watch. It's moving very slow, so it will take a while to move anyways. It's only moving about 15 miles per hour. Again, fairly tight rotation, a little bit higher up. Again, we're looking at a bit higher up in the atmosphere. This is about 1.3 degree level, which is probably at least a couple thousand feet. So we have pretty much a funnel cloud at this point. Now, whether we have a tornado at the ground is kind of to be determined, but we at least have some sort of funnel cloud or wall cloud with this storm right now. That's what it's basically indicating. What was the last time you said a large and extremely dangerous tornado? I mean, today was one of them. I didn't say extremely dangerous. It was a PDS tornado over in Wisconsin. The last time I did was the Morton tornado, though. That was like the first ever live stream I did outside of North Texas. So Welcome back, Blocky. All right, here's the latest look at the velocities as of right now. Warning just got condensed a little bit, but velocities at the upper levels slightly less tight at this point. And once you go closer to the surface, a little bit more broad in the latest scan, so that's at least some good news. It looked like there was at least a funnel cloud there, and there might still be some sort of wall cloud or something, because you can kind of see a little bit higher up. There's a little bit more rotation there, but other than that, overall, the rotation at the surface is a bit more broad. Again, a little bit higher up. Once you go a little bit higher up in the atmosphere, a little bit tighter rotation very well could be indicative of a wall cloud or a funnel cloud. We'll be watching on Twitter and see if we have anything there. But again, the storm is ongoing. It's a very discreet cell. We don't really have anything hindering its development, so we very well could see a tornado with it. Again, this is south of Emporia, so it's south of a bit more of a populated area here in Kansas, but luckily it seems to be in a bit of a rural area at this point, probably in some fields, and I did not mean to zoom in like that, but that's what we're looking at as of right now. And again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the like button down below and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we do live streams all across the United States all the time. Would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Let me take a look at Twitter and see if we have anything over here on this storm. Yeah, so also, by the way, large hail up to the size of $0.50 is possible with this storm, so you can expect, if you're in this area, the potential for... I'm looking at here on Twitter. You can expect the potential for some roofs being damaged, vehicles and whatnot as well, anywhere along 57 and 99. Again, that is a possibility with this storm. I get something on Twitter and it just makes no sense, but I'm just going to pass by it. Take a look. Yeah, again, I have a picture on Twitter of the supercell, by the way. It's a very cool looking picture. If you go to my Twitter, it's linked down in the description below. All right. Lived in Lawrence your entire life. Storms always losing strength as they approach Kansas City. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, it feels like the same thing. A lot of the time when I used to live in Texas, for example, I mean, it was always like that. Like, you would have a storm coming, and it would just weaken out before it ever got there. Especially at nighttime. Obviously, nighttime, it's more prominent to happen, but... again, some broad rotation as of right now is stronger in the latest scan. We might have it strengthen again within the next couple of scans. Latest scan showing still a bit of a broad rotation. Let's go a little bit higher up and see. The higher up levels should be rendering in here. Again, if you go a lot higher up, this is about the 1.8 degree angle, which is probably at least 4,000 feet, I would say, up in the atmosphere. We at least have some rotation there. Obviously, it's a still rotating cell. Closer to the surface, not a whole lot there. Obviously, the low-level shear tonight is not nearly as strong down here in Kansas, but it is definitely going to be a bit of a stronger low-level jet overall, which might be having it rotate a little bit higher up in the atmosphere right now, which obviously, again, there could be a wall cloud with this, so definitely be something to watch. Hey, James, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? Got hammered in Manhattan with a crazy tornado. Which Manhattan? There's a lot of Manhattans out there. I don't remember which one. I'm assuming you mean Kansas, but I'll be wrong. Not Kansas, I mean, oh yeah, Kansas. Or Nebraska. Or Missouri, I can't remember which one. Alright, we got a new Storm Prediction Center outlook, by the way. I'm going to go pull this up real quick. If you're just tuning in, we have now a new outlook for the rest of the tonight. And this will look at it. So marginal risk of severe storm still ongoing through Wichita, and then a slight risk of severe weather from Kansas City back up to Burlington, Rockford, basically all throughout this entire area here. So basically through the Midwest down into the Central Plains, we have now a slight risk of severe weather ongoing. That actually does include Kansas City, by the way. So the new Storm Prediction Center outlook does say that. Let's take a look at the tornado outlook as well. And this tornado warning is not included in that tornado outlook, but tornado outlook still seems to be 5% from northeastern Missouri up through Michigan. So that is the ongoing tornado threat for the rest of this evening in terms of that as well. So something to keep in mind if you're anywhere in those areas, as well as this area as well. Obviously, we have our ongoing tornado warning as of right now. Let's go back to the reflectivity. Again, it looks like our new area of rotation, by the way, is actually down here. It shows it even on radar. That seems to be now a new area of development. The original one was back up here to the northwest of that. Let's take a look at the velocities. Seem to have a little bit more of something here in comparison to where we were just looking a second ago. That is near 99 and 57 as of right now. If you're a little bit higher up in the atmosphere, we have a little bit more rotation down that way. So there very well, again, could be possibly a wall cloud with this. Still to be determined. Look at the latest radar update, by the way. So rotation seems to be right about there. It's still broad as of right now. Very well could develop at any point, though. Watch it pretty closely. Again, tornado warning is going to be ongoing for the 18 minutes. That is southwest of Hartford, and again, south of Emporia. So just keep that in mind. Manhattan, Kansas. Okay, that's what I thought. Is Kansas City expected to get any tornadoes? It's a very low threat tonight. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't expect it, but there obviously is a very low-end potential for maybe a tornado tonight, later tonight. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Again, any tornadoes that do develop tonight will likely be brief with the environment that we have. So Yeah, that's what we're expecting. Again, this is one of our only discrete cells that we have ongoing right now, so has much more of an advantage to potentially producing a tornado anyways. And again, that's the area of rotation near 99 as of right now. Again, possibility for a tornado does exist with this storm near Outbreak. Again, there's the inflow going into the storm. A little bit of a hook right now. Definitely could produce a tornado at any time, so just keep that in mind. No problem, Allie. Let's see. Which tornado do you think was the most fascinating? I mean, today's was actually pretty fascinating. I mean, at least in the recent term. I mean, if we're talking about this year, probably the one up in Wisconsin was definitely probably one of the more fascinating ones. But the one in Morton was also pretty cool to be broadcasting when that happened too. Oh, you're good, James. You're good. You're totally fine. I had plans too. I was going to delay my live stream until 6 o'clock, but I ended up going live early because of that tornado warning, the PBS tornado that happened in Wisconsin. So. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button down below. It really helps our page out a lot. It takes 2 seconds. I would really appreciate it. And again, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Do live streams like this all the time. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button as well. You're closing on 8,000 subscribers at some point pretty soon. All right, here's the latest look at the velocities. This is the 814 radar update, and you can see the area of rotation now is near 99. So that's our new area of rotation. And kind of looking at it there, and this is actually the latest radar update, just updated on the base velocities, but you kind of get the general picture. That's where our rotation is as of right now. Again, it's basically going to be a rain wrap situation, so even if you're anywhere near this area, it's going to be hard to see any of this, at least this tornado. So don't try to, try to look for it if there is a tornado. Just trying to stay in shelter, again, away from windows, lowest floor possible. Yeah, Ellie, I mean, there's a possibility. It's not favorable, though. I mean, overall, the tornado threat for the rest of this evening is going to be fairly low. I mean, even if you're in Kansas City, for example, it's going to be a fairly low-end threat overall. The peak of these storms tonight will likely be around 9 o'clock, by the way. So we will be at least live until 10 o'clock or so, maybe even a little bit later than that, depending on what we see. I'm over at least transpire over the next couple of hours. No problem, Justin. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, you can't really see tornadoes at night either. That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah, Morton tornado though. I remember when I was live streaming that was a crazy one. It wasn't even intentional. I was live streaming it. It just kind of happened, and nothing happened in North Texas. I decided to start live streaming over in Morton, Texas, and it was a crazy tornado. I appreciate that, Allie. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is a bit of a new page, so I might obviously it's not new. I've only been doing live streams on YouTube for about 2 months. I usually did them on Facebook. That was a bit more of a North Texas weather thing. Obviously, my page is going to be changing max velocity, hopefully no later than tomorrow, but we'll see. See when that happens. So again, ongoing tornado warning near 99. We'll be watching it pretty closely as it moves off to the east. Again, it's a rain-wrapped possible tornado at some point down the road. Go back up to the northeast. You got some warnings. No tornado warnings other than this one, so we'll be... Nope, the tornado warning actually just got canceled by the National Weather Service, so no longer any tornado warning. Let's go back to our regular screen. So tornado warning just got canceled, which is actually kind of interesting. The rotation definitely is not nearly as tight, but you can kind of see the velocities as of right now, not nearly as pronounced as of right now. It definitely could redevelop again, but as you can kind of see, broader rotation overall, it could redevelop in the next several minutes, but we'll keep an eye on it anyways. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well some quarter-sized hail does still exist with this storm as it moves off to the east. Let me take a look at the hail radar. Let's see what the hail is estimating here on radar. I haven't looked at this in forever, it feels like. Let's see. 14. So let's look at the hail, and it's well represented here on radar. The hail is being estimated right around $1/4 to $1/2 size. It does show as high as golf ball size. I won't say it's that high, but there is definitely some quarter-sized hail embedded with this storm. And you can also see how slowly this storm's moving. This is the last hour in terms of hail, and this is the same storm. It's barely moved. I mean, it's a very slow-moving storm overall. Let me see if I can get the rainfall totals here over the last hour or two. I'll kind of show you what we're looking in terms of the storm. I mean, again, this storm is moving extremely slowly. This is just the past hour, by the way. This is pretty impressive. We've actually seen as high as about potentially 2 inches of rain near Hartford. So, again, a very slow-moving storm overall. And, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's not moving at all. This is a look at the last several minutes as well. I'm going to kind of show you the past cast on this storm. Moving very slowly. You kind of see it. Very slow-moving storm overall. Sluggish. Well, this is only a couple minutes long, but it should go back here in a second. You saw my state? Yeah, there's some areas that definitely included. It's still that severe weather potential. Again, it's a fairly low-end risk, but we'll still be live for it. I guess there's anything too crazy that develops. That guy had a bunch of great tornado videos get taken down due to copyright, though. What do you mean by that money? Who? Got their tornadoes videos taken down. Oh, are you talking about some other channel? I might have missed the conversation. Yeah, unfortunately, like for me, example, everybody that's new here, I do not broadcast any sort of tornado or any photos or videos that people send. I send it. Okay, basically the exception is a couple of my viewers, if they send in a few videos or photos that are their own, I will maybe showcase them. But other than that, it's all off limits because I don't want to deal with copyright. It's the most annoying thing ever. I can tell you, it's not fun. Thank you, by the way, Dan, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome on in. Yeah, you know, for example, I'm assuming most of you guys know who Ryan Hall is. He pays all these people for licensing their, you know, storm chasing stuff and whatnot. I'm not a person that can afford that stuff. I mean, it costs a lot of money, and it's not something that I am going to be able to do unless I actually become big at some point. But yeah, just something to kind of keep in mind. I know a lot of people come into my live stream and like, do you have any live cameras? And a lot of people are like, I can't do that because obviously it goes against their TOS most of the time. Like EarthCam, for example, it's several $100 a month to get those even. I mean, it's crazy. Some cool clouds approaching Fort Worth. I'll take a look at the visible satellite imagery. I don't know what kind of clouds are approaching that area. Yeah, there actually is some kind of cool clouds there. Let me go and show it on the screen here. Let's look at the satellite imagery over in DFW, by the way. Showing it real quick. Actually, some kind of cool clouds here. There's a lot of Saharan dust, by the way. Definitely a lot of Saharan dust. I think it clears out possibly tomorrow. Might be wrong. It's the temperature for tomorrow. It depends on where you are, but if you're in DFW, it's gonna be in the low 100s again. Unfortunately. Is there a couple of showers down in DFW? Actually, a couple of showers over near Waco right now. I think. A lot of birds just flew away in Round Rock. Look at this. Wait, I'm actually going to show you guys this. This is really cool. All right, if we go down to the Round Rock radar site real quick, I believe this is a lot of birds flying. I could be wrong. Let me show you this though real quick. My screen just froze. That's great. Well, I guess I won't show you real quick. And my software, I think, crashed. All right. Well, we're going to refresh real quick. I want to show you this real quick, though, guys. This is really cool. This is basically birds flying away from the radar site. So I'm closing the program. Thanks. Again, I don't like the software. Don't recommend it. But let's go back over to... Saw a tornado warning? Is there another one? More severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't see any tornado warnings. But this is a really cool thing. So down here near Georgetown and Round Rock, look at this, like over the last several minutes. Look at this. I think birds just flew away or something. It might. I can't confirm, but this looks pretty cool. Looks like a bunch of birds flying away. It might be. I don't really know, but it might be. It's actually kind of cool though. It's over the last several minutes, so you can kind of see all the birds just kind of flew away or something. It might be birds. I don't know. That's pretty cool though. All right, let's go back up here. We have a considerable threat now for some hen egg-sized hail, so there's actually a potential for very large hail down here. All right, let's change my stream title because it's no longer a tornado warning, but let's go and change it to very large hail. Okay, so we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Madison for the potential for hen egg-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So there's a new severe thunderstorm warning now. So just keep that in mind. Again, that's for Madison, just north of Hamilton. That's moving down to the southeast. We're going to take a look if we have any other new warnings. There's another one up here that's producing some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and as well some quarter-sized hail near Farmington, Donaldson, as well as Mount Sterling, West Point, Fort Madison, all included in a new warning up that way as well. And that looks to be about it. We have another severe thunderstorm warning up in Michigan, excuse me. There's some severe thunderstorm warnings obviously ongoing in the southeast, but I won't pay too much attention to those. Hey bro, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? That is actually pretty cool. I think it's birds. I'll have to double check on that. But it is really cool. Actually, let me look at Twitter. Twitter seems to be the place to find all this stuff out, but... Oh, Round Rock doesn't have anything. Let's see Georgetown. Doesn't seem to be anything in Georgetown either. Well, if anybody knows what that actually is, let me know. I think it's birds, though. I think it was birds. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Welcome back. New severe thunderstorm warning, wee woo. I don't do that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's a new severe thunderstorm warning again for Madison. Hennig-sized hail is going to be possible with this storm. Again, I was actually looking and kind of prerequisite to what we saw. There was at least some golf ball sized hail, it looked like, being estimated by radar with this storm. So there was some large hail. Let me go to the closer radar site, give you a better idea what we're looking at. There's also heavy rain with this storm as well. We now have a flash flood warning as well for Old Bay and Hartford as well. So there's a new flash flood warning because of all the rain we've already seen, which again, we kind of saw on our radar there. And let me go and take a look at it. Let's look at the radar again that we were just looking at. So this is the rainfall totals over the last hour. Let me go and do the last 3 hours because that'll give you an idea of what we've seen recently. All right, this is the last 3 hours, I believe. That's hail. Nope, that's not what we're looking at. All right, let's go try to fix this. No, that's not right. All right, let me try to fix this. By the way, thank you, Jed, as well as Taga for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. What state am I in? I'm in Kansas right now. Let me go and take a look at the... Why is the rainfall totals not working? I'm telling you, this... I do not recommend my software. I just do not recommend it. It is so glitchy. Here's a look at quarter-sized hail. This is the hail, at least. I'll show you the hail. So as of right now, again, golf ball-sized hail possible. It is up to Hennig-sized hail with this storm. You can see possibly up to 1.8 inches in diameter. That's being estimated by radar. So there definitely could be some large hail coming toward Madison. Again, make sure you take your car into your garage tonight just in case as a proper precaution. Excuse me. Some large hail definitely could be possible, though, as these storms move down to the south and east. Again, possibly up to golf ball, maybe Hennig-sized hail with these storms. I'm going to try to see if I can get the precipitation to work this time. I don't think it will, but just kind of give you an idea. Again, there has been at least 2 to 3 inches of rain in this area. Very well could see a little bit more later on. This to look at the details on the left side of your screen. So 1 to 2 inches of rain has already fallen, which we saw a little bit earlier on radar. Again, another 1 to 2 inches of rain may fall in that warned area. So again, flash flooding because of those thunderstorms moving through the area. And flash flooding of small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, underpasses, all that sort of stuff. So, again, just a flash flood warning for Old Bay as well as Hartford as well. Again, we have some potential for some Hennig-sized hail as well down near Madison and north of Hamilton. Again, that's moving down to the southeast as of right now. Hard rain in Hartford. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of rain. You're in the flash flood warning now, so you don't have anything too crazy going on there. Do I go around the U.S.? Yep, I do every state. Yeah, and I've been trying to change my name on YouTube, but for some reason it didn't let me today, so hopefully I will be able to by no later than tomorrow. That's my kind of hope at this point. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the like button down below. We are only 5 likes away from 100. I would appreciate if you hit the like button real quick. Helps our page out a lot. And if you're new here, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button as well. We are closing in on 7,500 subscribers. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button as well. And we'll keep you up there with the latest tonight. Again, we're going to be going live for tomorrow's severe weather event in the northeast as well. So make sure you have post notifications on if you're interested in that event. That'll definitely be something to watch. Thanks, Camden. I appreciate that. Hey, Moxie. How you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, this storm, for the most part, it's kind of moving south. It is also moving a little bit east. But for the most part, the actual, severe part of it is moving down to the south. So... what we're seeing as of right now with that storm. We got a couple of other warnings ongoing. We'll probably mainly focus on the Kansas storm anyways. I hit the like button and broke the screen. There you go. Hey, Christian, welcome back. Your Glide Overland Park is safe. That's good. Yeah, Overland, I mean, again, the severe weather overall, it seems like, at least for the Central Plains, should be fine for the, at least... I mean, tomorrow might be a little bit more severe weather. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, there will be another possibility for some severe weather tomorrow. Here's a look at the threat for tomorrow. It's primarily, but this is not tomorrow, this is today. Better fix this. That's the next day. This is tomorrow. So let's look at it as of right now. There's a slight risk for tomorrow across Missouri, western and central Illinois, as well as far extreme southeastern Nebraska and extreme northeastern Kansas. Marginal threat outside of that goes into Grand Island as well as Salina. into far southwestern Indiana. So tomorrow's threat is not too crazy, but again, this is the event that I'll be covering tomorrow, is going to be this enhanced risk of severe weather, most likely. I'll probably be live for it at some point. I'm not sure when. It'll probably be around 4 o'clock Eastern time, so 3 o'clock Central time as well. I'll probably go live. This will be, again, tornado threat tomorrow is actually going to be there. If you haven't already looked, tornado threat as of right now, 5% probability within a 25-mile radius. So definitely have a tornado threat tomorrow. Damaging wind is going to be the main concern at this point, but I'll most likely be live for it. So make sure, again, subscribe if you're new here. Be live for that one tomorrow as well. And again, Friday, Saturday, I'm taking the days off. I'll be back Sunday or Monday, depending on when we have our next severe weather event. And I just closed out my software by accident. Let's try to go back into it. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Welcome back. How's it going today for you? All right, going back down here. Yes, there was severe storms today. You are right. Yes, there was a lot of severe weather. Any storm in Elkhart, Indiana? I don't believe so, bro. I don't think so. I don't think Elkhart will see anything. You might see something later tonight on overnight, but it'll probably just be like a passing shower, weak storm. I want to be a weather person. I don't know why, but but tornadoes and chasing them fascinate me. Yeah, storm chasing is always definitely a thing that you should, I mean, if you're really interested into it, I definitely recommend getting into it. It's definitely a little bit of a fun thing to do if you're into tornado chasing and whatnot. Again, if you're just tuning in, there's been some broad rotation with this storm for a while. It was tornado warned at one point. Again, it's heading down to the south. I don't really expect there to be much of a tornado threat with it, but it is a discrete cell, so you never know. There might be a little bit of a rotation down the road, might get tornado warned. As of right now, the warning is for NTXWC hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So again, definitely some large hail if this storm moves down to the south. And again, this is for Madison, Kansas, as well as Olpe, as well as still seeing some storms there. Hartford's definitely seeing some rain. Gridley will be next in the path for maybe some storms as well. So. Yeah, yesterday and today had moderate risks. It's a back-to-back moderate risk event. I don't remember the last time we had one of those. It's been a while. It's at least been since, you know, late last year maybe. Good, I see everything. There's a lot of nasty storms earlier. Again, if you did miss our earlier last stream, I know a lot of you guys might have been working or something like that. We had a large tornado earlier, and the stream we had earlier today. If you want to go check that out, again, you can go back on my page and just click the link. There was a large tornado though on radar. Again, you can go check that out if you want to see something like in terms of a debris signature or correlation coefficient showing a big ball of debris. You can go and check that as out on our page. It's on the live stream, like as the tornado happened or whatever. Hey, nice, Richard. That's good to hear. The tornado from earlier, I have no clue what EF it was. Again, the National Weather Service usually surveys that the next day. They don't usually tell you until then. They have to go ahead and survey the damage. By the way, tornado watch ongoing is still going for Milwaukee. I'll go over here real quick, trying to give you an idea of what's happened over here in Milwaukee. But as of right now, tornado watch is still ongoing for another hour and a half. I don't think I would assume they might cancel it, but you never know. For right now, it's just outflow driven storms at this point. There are also some severe thunderstorm warnings up in the northern Michigan area. Those are just producing some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Beyond that, nothing too crazy up that way though. And there's obviously some severe weather, there's a lot of severe weather over in Alabama. I mean, we're looking at a significant amount of severe weather over here. There's a lot of damaging winds, it looks like, for the most part with these storms. If you want to take a look at a outflow boundary, by the way, if you're somebody that's not too familiar with weather, this is what an outflow boundary looks like. I'm going to show you here on radar real quick. It's very well defined here on radar. You can see it. This little blue area here, kind of drawing it out, but that's your outflow boundary. That's bringing, again, the severe storms out, and that's eventually just going to produce some damaging winds. It's a little bit better to look at it, but yeah, that's an outflow boundary. That's all the way down over in Alabama. So obviously a lot of storms that we've already seen tonight down here as well. Outflow boundary is pretty driven out. There's already been some golf ball size hail apparently with the storm too. That's impressive. Usually doesn't happen with these sort of events down in Alabama, but yeah, there are some severe storms ongoing near Alabama, so definitely a lot of stuff going on down there. Go to the Wichita radar. In Ohio, there's a power outage. Well, from yesterday? Must have been from yesterday's storms. Or the night before, I mean. Picked up radar scope. I can't talk. Picked up radar scope, trying to understand it. It's super confusing. Yeah, I've been trying. I'm gonna make a video about how to interpret radar and stuff like that sometime pretty soon. I've been really trying to work on something like that. It just takes some editing to make it actually look or sound good. But yeah, I'll be putting something out there pretty soon. So make sure, again, if you're new here, if you want to see something about that in terms of how to interpret radar velocities and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe. And that video should be coming out pretty soon as well. And again, if you're new here, we do live streams all across the United States. Our name is still misleading. I'm trying to get a new name here on YouTube. It just, YouTube's not letting me. It's kind of weird. They're not letting me. It's not that they're not letting me. It's just my YouTube account's kind of glitched. So should be able to get that hopefully no later than tomorrow. That's kind of my hope at this point. Again, velocities are still pretty strong with this. There is damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Rotation's not really there though with this storm, so just kind of keep that in mind. Again, we're not looking at a tornado threat as of right now with this storm, but we're definitely looking at possibly some large hail. Again, headache-sized hail is possible, especially near Madison. See the hail core right there. That's definitely representative of at least some $half to maybe ping pong ball sized hail there. And we have a little bit of hail possibly also to the east of that, north of 58. So just keep that in mind as that moves down to the south. All right, thank you, Mike, for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate your compliment as well. I really do appreciate you enjoying the content here on our YouTube page. I really do. Thank you for your very generous $20 super chat. Really do appreciate that. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're going to be coming max velocity here pretty soon. If you haven't already seen our channel banner, that's kind of representative of what it'll be, but it's going to be the same thing of what we're doing. It's just a better name. But again, I really do appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. Really do. The mess of moisture keeps changing directions in north central Texas. Is it? I haven't really looked. I mean, I've been looking at Texas weather, just not to the extent that I was the last few weeks, because there hasn't really been anything. It's just been heat. Yeah, the overall... Look, if you look at the dew points, for example, and it's all like everybody in the DFW areas are like in the 70s. It's just hot. Or central Texas, though. Are the winds changing directions? Is that what it is? Look at windy.com. Winds are all coming out of south. Yeah, honestly, it's just brutal right now in Texas. If you guys live in Texas or Oklahoma, I praise you. I mean, it's just so hot. The hundreds are ridiculous right now. It's crazy. It's gonna be an extremely hot summer, it looks like, because I mean, it's just no signs of it slowing down anytime soon over there, unfortunately. Hey Jill, how you doing? Welcome back. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm always here. I live stream a lot, so yeah, definitely trust me to be here. Again, if you're new here to our YouTube channel, we are live very often for basically all the United States weather. So, and we'll keep you updated with the latest. This is an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning again over in south central portions of Kansas. Again, pretty considerable severe thunderstorm warning there. This is basically our only warning, at least in the central plains. We also have one up in, I believe, up in Iowa. And then there's also one over in, there's a few in Michigan. There's also several over in Alabama. Again, if you have any questions about any of the other storms ongoing, feel free to let me know. Again, this is going to be a pretty interactive live stream. What we had earlier today, obviously, was very well focused on just a couple of the tornado warnings that we had. But yeah, we'll keep you updated with the latest. Again, if you have any questions about any of the weather ongoing over the next 7 to 10 days, just feel free to pop those in chat. And we will definitely be answering some of those as well. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Welcome back. Really do appreciate that, Mike, again. Appreciate your very generous donation. Is south moving from east to west? What? I don't know what you mean by that question, Trey. Oh, the south is moving from east to west, and the north is moving from west to east. Oh, yeah, okay, I get what you mean now. Yeah, the storms down in down here are moving in a different direction. They're all moving kind of west. I mean, it's a weird direction overall because you usually see these storms. Again, if you're tuning in, if you're from Alabama, this is a very weird situation. It's kind of a weird thing that happens sometimes. These storms are actually going from east to west. We're going to take a look at the past radar. But this is all being driven by an outflow boundary. You can see all these storms are actually moving directly to the west. I mean, it's very interesting. You can see them all moving to the west. It's a different thing. Obviously, the directional shear is definitely taking these storms from east to west, and we don't have really a low pressure system really dragging these storms. This happens a lot, by the way, in Florida during the summer. We will see storms going from east to west because of sea breezes and other things that kind of in that nature. This is obviously an outflow boundary pushing these storms off to the east, or west, excuse me. So it's definitely a different thing. Obviously, we have a very large, or a very strong trough centered up here in Canada, which is bringing these storms. They're all directioned to the northeast or northeast, which is spinning all these storms up with all the very strong low-level jet that was centered across this area earlier today. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of the setup that we saw today. Obviously, the severe weather down there, though, to the south is just it's definitely in a different ballpark at this point in terms of what we've seen. So it's very different, obviously, down that way. And I believe my software froze again, so that's just great. By the way, thank you, Dan, for the $10 or $20 super chat as well. I really appreciate that. Okay, very interesting comment, but I do appreciate you with the $20 super chat. Really does mean a lot. Appreciate it. Let me go and refresh this again. This is the second time it's crashed. You know, we had a 8-hour live stream the other day, and I don't remember which one it was, but we had an 8-hour live stream. This software did not crash one time. We've already crashed twice in, I believe, 1 hour, so that's impressive. All right, back down to these storms. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. If you are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. Would appreciate if you tune in. Let's see. What was the most bad storm you have seen? Morton tornado was crazy. The Morton tornado I was live for, and that was a very crazy tornado. Honestly, I only can really go off the recent stuff because most of the recent stuff is the stuff I really remember most. So honestly, overall, at least that's been probably the most dangerous storm I've seen. Obviously, it was in a very rural area, luckily, but that was definitely a storm that was definitely crazy there. Again, we have some rotation here near Madison. That's moving off again to the south right now. It's very broad. Again, it's nothing strong, but we very well could see maybe a possible tornado with this maybe later on if there's enough, low-level shear to spin that one up. We'll watch it pretty closely. What's the weather look like for northeastern Illinois with this line? That's a good question. I don't think you're going to see any severe weather. If you're in like northern Illinois, or you said Illinois, right? Not Indiana. Let me double check. Illinois. Yeah, Illinois. You might see an isolated storm, but other than that, I think most of the storms are going to be just regular gusty winds and maybe a little bit of like small hail at the most. These storms, for the most part, are going to be weakening during, obviously, if daylight heating is kind of ended. So overall, severe weather will be probably on the lower end. All right, thank you, Rich, for the $10 super chat as well. Man, everybody's super chatting right now. Gwyn, or say, I don't know how to say the name, but in Texas was actually a cool 93 degrees today. Really? That's interesting. Is that West Texas? Like, I'm pretty familiar with Texas, but I've never heard of that town. Let me look it up. 93 degrees. Must have been because of the Saharan dust, though. That's near San Antonio. Yeah, there's a lot of Saharan dust down there, which will cool down the temperatures a few degrees overall. So, yeah, that's probably what you've seen. Again, I do appreciate everybody super chatting. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you again, Rich. Appreciate that. But yeah, 93 degrees is pretty nice for Texas. Thank you, Kyle, Spiral, Pancake, Mike, and as well as Deanna for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Hey, Quentin, how you doing? Welcome back. Let me look back up. I missed a couple questions. How about Western New York? Yeah, tomorrow will definitely be a day. Again, I'll be going live tomorrow. I'll have a video out tomorrow, early afternoon, for the latest on that severe weather. Let me go and zoom out and get this thing on. There we go. This is a look at tomorrow's severe weather outlook. So, I mean, again, enhanced risk going to be there for tomorrow. There's actually a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing, but this will be for tomorrow. Again, enhanced risk. I will be going live tomorrow, so if you haven't already, make sure to hit the post notification button down below and subscribe, because I will be going live for this tomorrow afternoon. Tornadoes are expected, by the way, so there will be definitely a few tornadoes, potentially maybe one that's strong, but I think most of the tornadoes will probably be on the lower end at that point. But definitely something to watch. Damaging winds being the main threat tomorrow, but definitely a day to watch tomorrow. Hey, how you doing, Kyle? Over in Overland Park, you might see a couple of isolated showers or a weak storm, but other than that, I don't think you'll see much more tonight. I think most of the storm activity, again, this will probably be our main area of storms, at least in the central plains. There might be a couple more storms that develop in Missouri, but for the most part, I think Kansas City probably saw what they're going to see tonight. Again, you'll have a potential for some storms tomorrow as well. That's actually, I think this is the most super chats I've ever had, 3 in a row. That's probably a record. I don't think I've ever had 3 super chats in a row. That's a place I've never heard of. Let me look it up. North of Milwaukee. Okay. Let me go up there real quick. That's definitely an area that we'll see some storms pretty shortly. Most of these storms, again, are just producing maybe some gusty winds. You can kind of see on the radar right now. Looks to be just maybe gusty winds for you. I mean, these storms, for the most part, up in Wisconsin right now near Milwaukee, these are just gusty wind storms. I'm not seeing, at this point, I don't think we've seen any rotation. These are pretty much all outflow dominant. So we're not really seeing a whole lot in terms of rotation. And you can kind of see it here, just wind. I mean, it's maybe some gusty winds or maybe a little pea-sized hail here and there, but that'd be about it. About expecting anything too crazy up north of Milwaukee, for example. I don't really think you'll see too much in terms of severe weather. Maybe just some gusty winds up there. Hey, Miss Mars, by the way, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome. No problem, Kyle. Yeah, that's basically the line storms. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Again, there's a severe thunderstorm warning on going back down to the southwest of this area as well, near Burlington. Yeah, this is going to be expiring in about 30 minutes, but still some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well some quarter-sized hail. This is over in far northern Missouri into southeastern Iowa, so definitely a storm to watch pretty closely. If you're anywhere near Burlington, it will be definitely a storm to watch over the next several minutes. Thank you, 1920s, for the $5 super chat. That's definitely a record. 4 super chats in a row. I've never seen that before, but I do appreciate your super chat as well. Really do. No power outage. Yeah, a lot of people have power outages over when the whole MCS happened over in the Midwest the other day. That moderate risk. There's definitely some crazy stuff happening there. My name hopefully will not be North Texas Weather Center tomorrow. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to change it. Again, I'm waiting for... Is $20 a limit? No, I think it's like... I think YouTube has a limit at 500, but do not donate 500. Unless you want me to get a new office chair, that would be awesome, but my office chair is so bad. I hate it. I need to get a new one at some point. It's just so uncomfortable. You'll see me leaning in different directions a lot because it's just not comfortable, but no. Just crazy. But yeah, I'm hoping to change my name no later than tomorrow. Seeing if... I don't know when YouTube will ever get back to me on my name change. I mean, they should get back to me tomorrow morning, but kind of a weird thing. I need a Brookstone massage chair. I've never even heard of that before. Thank you, Kyle, by the way, for the other $5 super chat. Man, you guys are going crazy with super chats tonight. Really do appreciate that as well. Jeez, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I've only been live for an hour. Do appreciate you guys, though. I was live earlier, obviously, if you guys were tuning into the large tornado event. Luckily, that's all done with. Again, we got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings up in Michigan. But we got a bunch over here in Alabama as well. So a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. One northeast of Atlanta. Again, if you have any questions about any of the severe weather right now, even if you're in Alabama, feel free to let me know. Again, I'll kind of hop over to the other storms as well. Dan with the other $20 super chat. Man, you guys are going crazy. I do appreciate Dan with the $20 super chat as well. Man, you guys are really going crazy tonight. I really do appreciate that, though. Thank you. Man, that's like is that the 6th super chat now in a row? Like a train going. I don't know what it is anymore. And I do appreciate that, though, Dan. And again, I do appreciate you, Kyle, and 1920s, Rich, and Dan again. I do appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks. Man, you guys are going crazy tonight. All right. Again, if you're just tuning in, we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning over in Kansas, and that's near Madison. Again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as some headache-sized hail possible with this storm. It's heading off to the south as of right now. Again, this storm has the potential for even maybe a little bit larger hail if it can develop. It has had some rotation at times, but overall the storm seems to be flattening out a bit, which is good, which basically means it should be weakening overall over the next several minutes. Which is good news there. Will Kansas be affected? Nah, that area of Kansas won't see storms tonight. It's becoming rich. I'm not even that close to rich. Man, I wish. I just really need a new chair. That's it. That'd be, these streams would probably last longer if I had a new chair, because this chair just makes, like, my neck hurts after a while, and just a bunch of other stuff. It's just annoying. I don't know why. It's weird. This office chair is from like Costco and it's like $50, but it feels like it's like a gaming chair, but it's not. It's just so bad. It's so uncomfortable. Oh, I'm hoping to get one of those soon. Again, if you're over in Alabama, we got some severe thunderstorm warnings over here. All these cells are producing damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. And again, if you are new to the weather world and you don't know what an outflow boundary looks like and what it even means, well, this is an outflow boundary. And what it really means is that it will basically move off to the west in this instance. Obviously, all these storms are moving off to the west right now. These storms specifically, though, are being fueled by this outflow boundary. This outflow boundary, again, is moving off to the west. So storms will continue to develop off over here. Continue to push off to the west as well. So we'll keep seeing new storm development because they'll basically break the cap in that sort of instance. So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of that outflow boundary. You kind of see it on radar here. A lot of the time these happen during, the spring or maybe even summer times. Not nearly as common in the fall or winter, but that's kind of what you see there. That little blue area, kind of draw a line along it. But yeah, that's kind of what an outflow boundary is if you're kind of new to weather and whatnot. A lot of damaging winds again ongoing. We've already had a wind report of 49, and as well as trees snapped as well, already reported there with that storm, and trees blown down as well, southeast of Oxford. So already had some wind reports over there, quarter-sized hail as well. And there's also some golf ball size hail reported down that way. So it's definitely been some severe weather down there. Astrid with the $10 super chat as well. Man, you guys are really going crazy. Do appreciate Astrid with the $10 super chat as well. I appreciate that a lot. Appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed the Monday stream. Really do appreciate you with the $10 super chat as well. Thank you guys. But yeah, that was Monday stream was long, I think, wasn't it? Was that 5-hour stream? 6-hour stream? Let me look. The longest stream we've had was 8 hours. That was back on the tornado outbreak, or not really tornado outbreak, but it was the one that we had the Nebraska tornado into Kansas. That cell that went through Marysville, I believe. That was the longest stream we've had so far. Yeah. Appreciate you guys a lot. Man, that's like 7 super chats, I think, in a row. Double check. Had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've said 7 in a row. Man. Appreciate you guys a lot. Alright, let me see if I missed some questions. Because I probably missed some. We have a little bit of area of rotation. It's nothing too strong, but it has been, again, main threat with the storm is going to be some damaging winds, maybe a little bit of large hail. Again, area of damaging winds here is near Madison. Hey, I definitely agree with that, Profi. I definitely agree with that. There's a shower in DFW? Really? Take a look. I don't think there's any. Well, there is some clouds, but I mean, I don't see anything that crazy. There was clouds developing at south of DFW though. Super chatters have it going tonight. Yeah, I mean, this is the most super chats I've ever had in a live stream, I think, to begin with. And this stream's only been going for like an hour. Crazy. Stop rotating. I think the storm is being outflow driven. I could be wrong. I think it is, because I think it might be. It looks to be a bit more outflow driven now, because the storm was originally moving off to the east. Now it's moving down to the south. So I do think there's an outflow boundary carrying this storm. So I think the overall rotation will probably be on the low end. By the way, this is outside of the severe thunderstorm watch that's ongoing. Severe thunderstorm watch just got canceled, by the way, for Topeka as well as Kansas City. So those areas no longer included in that. There's now a flash flood warning, by the way, over in eastern Wisconsin. So if you're in those areas, there's a flash flood warning that's west of Milwaukee. So what happens when somebody donates $250? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what would happen. I don't think I've ever had a donation beyond $50. That was, I think the largest was $50, and that was a while ago, though. But I don't donate for $250. Nah, Kansas won't be as bad. Don't worry about Solstice. It's mainly, for the most part, this is the only cell actually really in Kansas now. The other storms are over in far northeastern Missouri or even in Iowa. Again, the only storm that we have as of right now is basically just producing maybe some damaging winds or maybe a little bit of large hail. Nothing that crazy with this storm at this point. Yeah, it's heading down to the south as of right now. Excuse me. Winds are high in Coffeyville, Kansas. Okay, thank you, Stevie, for the report. I'm not entirely sure where that is, to be honest. I couldn't tell you. I appreciate your report. Jed, there was at least 4 or 5 tornadoes reported today. I can't confirm the number. I know there was at least 3, but I think there was at least like 6 or 7 total. But there very well could have been more. It depends on what we see tomorrow. The National Weather Service will go survey all the storms and whatnot tomorrow, and all the damage, kind of figure it out from there. Greenville is in Wisconsin. Wait, did somebody say something about Greenville? I might have missed it. $250 donation would send Velocity Max out to the troposphere. Yes, you are right. It would send me out to the troposphere. Yeah, so again, if you're just tuning in, this is a storm that's producing some headache-sized hail. Let me show you the hail radar. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, I'll check in a second, Richard. 1 second. Yeah, if you want to join our Discord server, you can click the top link in the or one of the links in the description below. I think it's down a little bit lower. Again, we have a Discord server. You can also do !Discord. We post a lot of photos and videos on there and stuff like that, so definitely check that out. A lot of the hail, by the way, is right around golf ball sized. Let me check out what you sent. This is members only chat. Actually really cool. I don't know what you're designing, but it is really cool. Very, very, very cool. Hey, Elton, how you doing? Welcome. How are you doing today? Get $250, you'd spend it. You should spend it on a super comfy chair. I would. I mean, like, really, if I got a donation over 250, or even 250, I would literally just spend it on a chair, because this chair is just so uncomfortable. I really need a new chair at some point, but we'll see when that ever happens. I don't know if I'll ever get a new chair, but we'll have. I'm hoping, you know, even if that doesn't happen, I'm probably at least gonna get something later this year, if I can. I'll only take off the hail radar. Nice chair. Yeah, I don't know what a nice chair is, to be honest. I know a lot of them, though, are over 200. Coffeyville is as far south as any Kansas town ever gets before you hit Oklahoma. Okay, gotcha. I thought about that, Shelly, but the only thing is I don't really want... I think it shows your address, which I don't want to do. I've thought about it, but... I don't know what a good chair is, to be honest. Like, I've looked into, like, office chairs, but, like, there's an office chair that looks like it should be worth $5, and it's priced at $500 on Amazon under the sponsored tab. I cannot believe it. Bro, what? If you look up chair on Amazon, the second result that's sponsored is a $500 chair that looks like it should be worth $5. Like, literally. Unless it's super comfortable, but I couldn't tell you. It's weird. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're covering all severe weather across the United States this evening. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Again, would appreciate it. Make sure to like the stream as well if you're enjoying the content so far. We have another severe thunderstorm warning over in New York that's actually going to be expiring, but there's a couple of storms over in New York. Again, this is our area that we'll be watching tomorrow. Excuse me, for the severe weather event for tomorrow. Again, I'll be probably live for this event, so if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit that bell notification down below. Again, we'll be live tomorrow for this event across New York, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, as well as West Virginia. Again, I'll probably be going live around 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow, maybe slightly earlier, maybe slightly later. Again, just turn on post notifications to get notified for it. But marginal risk does extend into South Carolina. We also have another risk of severe weather for tomorrow across Kansas City, St. Louis, as well as Grand Island. That's another risk that might bring maybe a potential for maybe a low-end tornado threat, but for the most part, just some damaging winds or large hail over there. This has a greater tornado threat, so we might have a few tornadoes over in New York, or even potentially into Pennsylvania, so definitely something to keep in mind there as those storms move off to the east. So that's what we're looking at in terms of tomorrow. Let me turn off this, if I can. This is actually, by the way, this is today's outlook, so slight risk of severe weather now it's basically been downgraded to a slight risk, so just kind of keep that in mind. We're looking at this right now. Thanks, Dan, again for the $20 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Support the chair. There you go. Appreciate that, Dan. Really do. Appreciate your... That's $60 in super chats now. Everybody say thanks to Dan. I really do appreciate that. Really does help out the page a lot, and again, I really do appreciate your support tonight. I'm hoping to get a chair. I don't know what I'll actually get one, but we'll see. I need to figure out a good Amazon chair. I need to figure out a good chair first of all, because a lot of these... There's a lot of chair options out there nowadays. There's a lot. Here's some IRL images. Oh, are you making like a game for like an actual place, Richard? That's pretty cool. All your subscribers gave you 10 cents. Yeah, but not all my subscribers are giving me 10 cents. So I don't think that's happening. But yeah, I mean, that's good wishful thinking though. Very well, good wishful thinking. We are on the road again to 7,500 subscribers. We are, again, if you have not hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. Working on it for the past 3 years. Really, 3 years. Developing games takes a long time. It really does. It's unbelievable how weather is changing. Canada's not the same. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. I definitely agree with it. Unfortunately, things are changing that shouldn't be changing, but hopefully we get to some resolution, hopefully within the next, decades. It's unfortunate, though. Tornado in Michigan? See any tornado warnings? Tornado possible up here or something? I don't see any tornado warnings. Thank you, Jonathan, by the way, for the $1 super chat. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome back, by the way, Jonathan. Hope you're doing well. 2 tornadoes in Michigan and Wisconsin. Are you talking about from earlier? A Lazy Boy chair? I've never even looked into those either. I've been to Lazy Boy, but I've never really looked into them at all. I hope everything's good, James. I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. A lot of damage up there, and obviously a lot of cleanup ahead for those areas too. Definitely unfortunate. There is about 15 severe thunderstorm warnings over in Alabama right now. I don't know if you guys knew that. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Welcome back from Texas. Nice. You're doing well. Found that he has a bunch of... Hey, Shelly, you're good. No problem at all. Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, tuning in is the least, really the most that you guys can do anyways. Really do appreciate everybody tuning into the live streams. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Welcome. By the way, I turned off the ads for this stream, so I won't be playing any ads during the stream. I know some people were complaining about them. I do have ads play, like, occasionally. It helps our page out, but they do occasionally play, like, every 30 minutes. Other than when you join the stream, there won't be ads. So, like, you can put, like, mid-rolls or whatever in the stream during the stream. So those won't be happening, just for reference. So nobody gets annoyed. I know a lot of people are getting annoyed about them. I usually only turn them off when there's tornado warnings, but we'll turn off for today's stream. Yeah, this is a pretty active live stream. There is actually development, by the way, in the tropics. Is going to possibly turn into maybe a tropical storm or tropical depression. This is going to probably just crash right into Mexico, though. It'll be something to watch. We have another area of development that might happen next week as well. So we have some areas of development to watch for sure next week. I should have YouTube Premium. There you go. Yeah, if you have YouTube Premium, you skip over every ad, basically. Originally from Alabama. Yeah, there's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings down here. There's a dozens here. I mean, we got 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. We got like 10 warnings down here. Crazy. By the way, thank you, Shu, for the 99-cent sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate your generosity. Go to Walmart. Walmart has chairs. Yes, I know Walmart has chairs. I don't know how good Walmart chairs are, but I'm guessing they're not that great. They're great value, but who knows what great value means. I thank you, Owen, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Did I miss something? Oh, you and Ryan Hall should collab sometime. I don't know. I kind of like doing my own thing, honestly. I like you know, I'm really big into interacting on live streams. I know he doesn't probably do it as much because he has obviously a lot more. Usually he goes live for the significant weather events. I go live for really about anything, but I like interacting more. So it's kind of we have differences, but I'm not opposed to it. But I've really never watched him, so I don't really know what he does exactly. I just know he only goes live for the bigger stuff. Richard, those are really cool. They are very cool. Very, very cool developments there. Yeah, near Madison, there's still some severe weather ongoing, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, head egg size still ongoing, so just keep that in mind. Nice, Christian, nice. Not the great value chair, yeah, right. Way too hot in Texas, need the rain bad, but nothing around. Yeah, unfortunately, again, I'm not really forecasting really anything other than maybe on Friday or Saturday, like there might be an isolated shower storm, but those will primarily be south of I-22. Let me take a look at the future radar. I don't know if the GFS model has shown any hope of anything over the next, like, several weeks. I don't really think they've shown much. Let me take a look. The GFS model shows more storm activity this weekend than most models, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see much. The Kansas, Oklahoma regions will start seeing some more storm activity, it looks like, late next week. And it looks like the GFS model has been indicating so many tropical storms and stuff. They've not really been accurate at all this season so far, but it does indicate maybe something the following week, but who knows. GFS model has been fairly inaccurate with that sort of stuff. European model shows absolutely nothing, by the way, so yeah, we're not really looking at a whole lot, it looks like, in terms of rain. It's unfortunate. There's a derecho with Category 2 winds. I don't know if it was a derecho. Derecho is a completely different thing, but yeah, I don't doubt it. There was really high winds in Fort Wayne the other night. Is this storm heading towards Chicago? No, this is actually over in Kansas. These are the storms over up here, closer to Chicago. These are primarily just gusty wind storms. I mean, there's a special weather statement ongoing, but none of these storms are really going to be out. I mean, they're all outflow driven, so we're not going to see any tornado warnings with these. Sorry. I ate cashews, and for some reason I'm coughing from them. Have a great night, Richard. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Appreciate you tuning in. Anything coming towards Southwest Tennessee? I appreciate you subscribing, by the way, Red Road. I don't think so tonight. I think Tennessee will probably be dry, but yeah, I don't think you're gonna see anything tonight. Let me take a look again. I don't think you're even in the outlook tonight. Yeah, you're not. I don't think you'll see anything tonight, and I don't really think you'll see anything in the foreseeable future. It might be something going into Friday, but probably be minimal anyways. We got a bunch of warnings ongoing down here in Alabama. A lot of these are outflow driven. Watch is going to be ongoing until 2 a.m. But there's a lot of storms down here. I'm not sure how many of you guys are from Alabama. If anybody's from Alabama in the chat, feel free to put something in the chat. Say I'm from Alabama. I don't know where you guys are all from. Actually, if you want to say where you're from in the chat, definitely feel free to. Columbus has 115,000 without power. Really? La Nina thing. Yeah, it really is. It's unfortunate. Can I put rain in the forecast? I mean, I could go ahead and real quick just like edit, everything out real quick. Let me just put storms on the forecast. I'm not actually going to do that, but I have the power to change my forecast, but the forecast is probably going to be 100% inaccurate if I put rain in it. I'll check it out in a second, Richard. Drink more water. Cashews have like this weird dust and it sometimes gets in my throat for some reason. Yeah. There was apparently like a hurricane hunter or something over here for some reason. I don't know why. Might have just been a aircraft. It was just an aircraft, never mind. Aircraft is measuring wind speeds over here. Trees blown down, by the way, over in Rutherford, Russell County. Any new updates up on this warning? I don't think so. That warning hasn't updated at all. Yeah, that's the only warning, by the way, right now over in Central Plains. We got most of our activity right now over here in the Southeast USA. Scotland was 82 today. Really? Is that hot or cold? I'm assuming that's hot. No problem, Red Road. Amazon Day is coming up. Maybe get a chair. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'll have to look into that. How's Illinois tonight and tomorrow? Illinois might see an isolated storm later tonight. You probably will see something later tonight, but it'll probably just be an ordinary storm, if anything. But tomorrow you have maybe a low-end chance. But it should be fair. It's probably pretty low. I don't expect severe weather tomorrow either. From Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, nice. Yeah, I guess I actually have somebody from Alabama watching. Awesome. Yeah, again, the storms are being outflow driven, so you'll probably see storms within the next hour and a half or so. Yeah, all these storms are being outflow driven. And apparently a lot of these are blowing down trees. That's what we're getting a lot of right now. Trees down. 44-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported along the outflow, so we had a lot of that. Welcome back, Wilson. How you doing? Will the Montgomery, Alabama area have hail? No, probably not. I mean, if you see anything, it'll probably be like pea-sized hail, if anything. I mean, I don't really expect hail out of these storms. We're only 3 likes away, by the way, from 200. I would appreciate if 3 of you guys hit the like button real quick. It would help our page out a lot. And if you are new here to our YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It's free to do, again, and we do live streams like this all the time across the United States. We only need 11 more of you to subscribe for us to hit 7,175. So, subscribe button down below. Kansas City? Okay. I know a lot of you guys are from Kansas City. I got a lot more Kansas City viewers from the latest live stream. Hey, no problem, Dan. Appreciate, again, your $60 worth of super chats. Really do. No problem, Juliet. Let me take a look. Look at them. Those are pretty cool, Richard. You're doing a really good job with it. Actually, the graphics look really realistic, too. And this stuff's over in Birmingham. Let's go back up to Kansas real quick. Again, I'll kind of be going in between. I don't know if there's any new updates on this warning, but there's still a flash flood warning ongoing. We have a few reports by way of flash flooding in Kansas. So water flowing over the road in places along Road 30. That's in Hartford. And there's also media reports of 3 to 4 feet of water over the road. 3 to 4 feet? From what? It's only rained like 2 inches. I'm assuming this is into like some drainage area or something, but man, 3 to 4 feet of water? Unless there was something that pipe broke. It's weird. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Welcome back from Germany. Seat cushion from IKEA, $5. Said it helps with their uncomfortable office chair. Yeah, I don't know. This chair in general, like the backrest is just, it's not comfortable. Nice to see you again too, Chris. Appreciate you coming back. Hope you're doing well. Hey, how you doing, Astrid? From, well, you've been here. Northeast Ohio. Nice. Yeah, Northeast Ohio, I think, has a low-end chance for some storms tomorrow. Maybe marginal risk of severe weather there. But that'll be about it. Unless you're in eastern portions of Ohio, there's a slight risk for severe weather. Again, I'll have a video tomorrow at around noon or 1 o'clock, pretty much the same time I've been doing recently on the severe weather potential for tomorrow. On Friday will be our announcement video for the new page name. So, which again is gonna be max velocity. It's already been out there for a while. Let's take a look at the velocities on this. It looks like we have a bit of an inflow trying to develop here. Still some broad rotation with this. It's actually been interesting. This storm's had some broad rotation here for a while. Right there near Madison. Had some broad rotation on this storm for eons at this point. Are you live from DFW? No. Crap, I literally almost just flew water all across my keyboard. My audio is messed up. I think it's just you. Could be wrong. Yeah, it looks like it's probably just you. I think my audio is fine. Will Kansas City see anything tonight? No, I think Kansas City's done for tonight. You might see a passing shower, but other than that, it looks like most of the storms have been off to your south and east. Audio is good. Okay. Yeah, it might just be your internet. Yeah, we got a bit of an inflow going into the storm here. We might get another tornado warning on this if it can kind of develop. But yeah, this storm is pretty discreet, so can't rule it out. Definitely cannot rule it out. Just an hour, like there are currently tornadoes. Yeah, there was tornadoes earlier. There's no tornadoes right now. Let's look at the severe thunderstorm warning, the new thing I've been working on. I don't think it's working. Oh, it is actually. I have a little like scrolling text at the top right, but kind of working on it for warnings. It should hopefully be perfected, hopefully by tomorrow. I was working on it tonight. I kind of didn't finish it, but it's a new scrolling text for severe thunderstorm warnings. It's also supposed to be yellow. Wind is already picking up in Montgomery. Lights are flickering already, really. Might be an outflow boundary. Scrolling text is a nice touch, yeah. The only problem is it kind of freezes after like going halfway through. So, it's kind of a problem. Just the lightest shower in west of Waco. Yeah, there is a couple of light showers down there. There's been a couple down there. Just from some of the moisture. Hopefully we see a little bit more of that going into Friday and Saturday, but I don't think there will be too much there. I believe the, yeah, see, it kind of cuts off here. You see the text just kind of cuts off. I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to fix it, though. But yeah, it's a cool touch. I like it, especially with tornado warnings and all that. It just gives you a bunch of general information about the warnings. Yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit less, like, you know, staticky, because a lot of the time I'm paused on one image, so. Sent a clip of the lightning. Okay. Man, that is just so it's just so realistic. It's actually really cool. Hey, Pikachu, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to see anything up there, luckily, but just to be dry for you tonight. There might be a couple of severe storms again tomorrow. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is an outlook on tomorrow. Again, or this is today. This is an outlook on tomorrow. Again, we have a slight risk of severe weather across Kansas City, Columbia, St. Louis, Springfield. It goes into far northeastern Kansas, and again, a marginal threat outside of that. Really, at this point, maybe just damaging winds, maybe a little bit of large hail. The tornado outlook is fairly low tomorrow. You can see a 2% probability, so maybe a low-end tornado threat for tomorrow, but nothing too crazy. Again, back out to the northeast in New England, or no, I keep saying New England. The northeast, though, there is an enhanced risk of severe weather for Syracuse, Pittsburgh. A few other areas there are included in that risk. Again, this for the potential for some damaging winds up to potentially 70 miles per hour. We also have a potential for a few tornadoes and maybe a little bit of large hail. The overall tornado outlook for tomorrow is this. So we're looking at 5% probability for maybe a couple of tornadoes within this area of storms tomorrow. So definitely an area to watch tomorrow. I mean, it's definitely going to be something interesting to watch. Again, I'll be going live for that event tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned. Hit the like button down below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you want to see that tomorrow. And it will be, I'll probably be going live around 3 Central or 4 Eastern. That's kind of my time frame at this point. I'm estimating to go live at. And this is the ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings back out to the east. This is in eastern Alabama. I know some of you guys might be, I believe you're tuning in from Birmingham. A few of you guys were. So tomorrow will be interesting. Yeah, I'll be live for tomorrow's event. So we'll definitely be watching those storms pretty closely as well. Hey Tim, how you doing? Welcome back. It's going well. You're doing well as well. How's your day going? High winds in Montgomery. There are definitely a lot of storms. There's actually storms that go all the way down to the south. Yeah, there's the outflow boundary is going through Montgomery right now. You can see it, the outflow boundary. Let me go ahead and download road data on these storms so you get a better idea of what we're looking at. Put on road data. Let's go download the roads for this area. We've already had a bunch of trees blown down from these storms, by the way, so already been a lot of those reports. All right, roads are downloading. Get a better idea of where we're at in Alabama, because I've never been to Alabama. Well, I've been to Alabama, but only been in like southern Alabama, I think, like through Mobile, maybe. I traveled through that area. Yeah, you can kind of see here on the radar again. Got an outflow boundary going as of right now. Most of these storms are producing damaging winds up to 60, maybe 65 miles per hour. A lot of trees have already been knocked down with these storms, so we've already seen a lot of that tonight with all these storms through Alabama, so just keep that in mind. Let's see. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciate it. There's a new severe thunderstorm up in New York, is there? But actually, there was one earlier, too. I'm assuming it's just quarter-sized hail, maybe. Damaging winds maybe up to 60 miles per hour. There actually isn't one. There was, though, one. But I think it already expired. Because 10 p.m. is 10 p.m. Central. Or 10 p.m. I mean Eastern, so. Half the Fort Wayne still doesn't have power? Really? Still doesn't have power? We have a new special weather statement for Montgomery for gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour, by the way. So if you're over in Montgomery, got some gusty winds around 50 miles per hour. I don't know, Jake. They don't come out with that stuff until the following day, so they don't have any estimate on the EF category until the following day, because they have to survey all the storms. Madison storm and Lion, just can't seem to make it up. It's mine. Yeah, the velocity's been all over the place. It's been strong, it's been weak, been in between, kind of all over the place. Definitely been varying. Velocities on the latest scan, though, seem to actually be a little bit tighter again. Trying to, at least. Might get a tornado warning up in Kansas again, we'll see. Problem, Jake. Is there someone in Texas? What do you mean by that? You're interested in Gadsden, Alabama? I don't know how you say that name. I don't even know where that is either. You're interested in that area? Yeah, there's a lot of damaging winds right now. I mean, Montgomery, for example, starting to see those winds. Got a lot of storms right now producing some damaging winds across the board in Alabama. Got one down here, also near Enterprise and Elba. New Brockton, damaging winds. That's moving off to the west. Again, all these storms are moving west. It's a very weird pattern that we're seeing over in Alabama. It's more daylight heating, Jake. That's why it's kind of fizzling out. There's some tornadoes in Weatherford, Texas. No, Weatherford is not seeing any storms anytime soon, unfortunately. We really need the rain over in North Texas, but no, there won't be really anything there. Yeah, if you're just tuning in from anywhere in Alabama, we've had a lot of trees down, so make sure you're staying away from windows, lowest floor possible with these storms. Again, especially if you're in anywhere with a lot of trees, it's definitely recommended you do that. Northeast of Birmingham. Oh, right here? Gardendale? Is that what you meant? Oh, this one. Oh, I got you. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to say the name. Gadsden? Is that how you say it? Gadsden? That's damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour is possible here. Yeah, actually, the severe thunderstorm watch actually ends right here. So Albertville and anywhere off to the north is actually not included in it at this point, but it very well could get added into it at any point. Trees down in North Brockton, or New Brockton, I mean. Yeah, we've already had a lot of damage reports really across this entire line, so it does not surprise me. Never seen storms move westward in this area. It is really weird. I know a lot of people have been saying that. I mean, I might come out again. I've been saying it a bunch. I want to come out with more tutorial videos and like more explanation videos, but I just haven't really had time. I've been doing so many live streams. Hoping to do more of them though. Again, radar interpretation is probably my main thing I'm going to try to do here pretty soon. I know a lot of you guys are trying to figure out how to interpret velocities and stuff like that. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make a video like that soon. Maybe if all of us blow hard enough, it'll go from west to east. Yeah, right. Yeah, if you're streaming for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the like button down below. Again, we do these live streams all the time. Really helps out our page out a lot. We're only 22 likes away from 250. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you're new here. Again, we do live streams all across the United States, so as well as weather videos as well. So we'll be possibly covering your area at some point in the near future. So make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. We only need 3 more subscribers for 7,175, by the way. So only 3 of you need to subscribe for us to hit that goal. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. But I think that the main reason, kind of just give you a gist of why these storms are moving east to west, it's not just because the outflow boundary, but the jet stream is lifted so far off to the north that there's not really a whole lot of directional shear for this to actually go toward. I mean, it's kind of like, that's like one of the main reasons. The jet stream's just so far off to the north. I mean, if you look at the last several minutes here on these storms, they're all moving west. I mean, like in most instances, like if you see an outflow boundary going this direction, let me get brighter color. If you see an outflow boundary going like this way, you might see storms actually moving off to the east. Like, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, an outflow boundary will be going off this direction. Then you'll eventually see some storms, like here, for example. They'll actually be moving this direction, but they'll be developing over here. So we sometimes see that too. But the jet stream's just lifted so far off to the north, there's just nothing really to guide it. So, and again, an outflow boundary is kind of carrying it, so there's nothing really slowing that down either. The jet stream is further down to the south. We very well could be talking about a little bit of a different situation. Thank you, Jacob, for the report, by the way. I appreciate that. Texas weather watching army. I don't know if that's a thing, but allergy? No. Abe, that always feels good. Good hot showers. Those are good. However, a tree split in half and was ripped off. Are you talking about the one up in Wisconsin, James? I'm pretty sure that's what you were mentioning earlier, right? A lot of tree damage and stuff like that was reported up that way. There was a lot of trees down in Wisconsin. Problem zero. Hey Lizard, how you doing? Have I ever seen a tornado? No, I've never seen one in person, but I do want to see one at some point. Not yet. Have not quite yet. I believe these storms are moving west. It's so weird. It's not weird. I mean, it's obviously the jet stream again is so far out to the north, but it is very interesting. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are wondering, like, why is these storms moving off to the west? Again, it's kind of like the jet stream, just so far to the north right now. Thanks, Diane, Weather, Bonnie, Tamara, as well as BC. Russ is all guys for subscribing. I do appreciate you guys hitting the subscribe button. Welcome. Appreciate you guys all hitting the subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm doing good, Lizard. Thanks for asking. I'm doing pretty well tonight. Have a great night, Money. Appreciate you tuning in. See you again soon. Have a great rest of your night. Are there any new warnings up here, by the way? Oh, there's a new tornado warning. Man, I keep missing these. Was this just issued? No, it was issued 3 minutes ago. We have another tornado warning that just got issued up in Kansas. So this is now a tornado warning. Again, this was rotating. And we have an ongoing tornado warning in Madison. So a new area of rotation was developing anyways. This is now a tornado warning ongoing near Madison. So make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. If you're in Madison, Gridley will be next in line, it looks like, for the storm. Looking at the velocities, and that looks to be a very tight area of rotation here near Madison. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient. And it's not showing anything very bright, but there's a pretty tight rotation there. That is probably the tightest rotation I've seen since that tornado earlier today. So we have an ongoing tornado warning again in Kansas. So again, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately away from windows. And very tight rotation here near Madison. It's a very dangerous storm. Again, that's heading off to the, I believe it's heading off to the south. I mean, let's try and take a look at the last few scans here. Actually, it looks to be stationary. It might be moving back out to the east again. That's a very tight area of rotation. You can kind of see over the last few scans. It tightened here on the last couple of scans, much stronger. And then the tornado warning got issued. So again, ongoing tornado warning here over in Kansas. Make sure you're seeking shelter again away from windows immediately. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning. Pretty tight rotation as of right now. Looking at the base velocities as well, you can kind of see very tight rotation. Again, correlation coefficient's not picking up on debris as of now, but again, this might be in a little bit of a fielded area as well. Again, if you're in Madison, make sure you're seeking shelter. Fairly tight area of rotation. Again, that's heading off to the, it's really stationary, so it's not really moving a whole lot, but very well could move a bit more to the south or east. It's going to depend on what happens over the next few minutes. Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate that. Is Michigan okay? Yeah, for the most part, Michigan will not see too much. Maybe some damaging winds. That'd be about it. This rotation really tightened in the last several minutes. I mean, it hasn't been rotating that. It's been rotating for a while, but it wasn't really tight until just now. So this is, again, pretty new. It's not something that's been happening for a while. If you're just tuning in Madison, Kansas, an ongoing tornado warning. And make sure you're seeking shelter away from windows. Yeah, very dangerous situation. Again, if this does develop into a tornado, it very well could possibly be damaging to areas near Madison. Seek shelter away from windows. We're discussing land spouts earlier. It also could be possibly a land spout. I mean, but with what we're seeing now, I don't think it would be a land spout. It looked pretty tight. Tornado warnings at night are scary. Yeah, I mean, definitely at night. Latest scan, by the way, showing a little bit broader rotation, so that's good news. We'll watch it pretty closely, though. Yeah, this has already been a tornado warned storm that was earlier tornado warned, and obviously it redeveloped now, so very well could recycle. It seems to still be somewhat tight, though, here. Could very well be maybe a small tornado or something here near Madison. Look at the correlation coefficient again, see if it's showing anything in terms of debris. And as of right now, not seeing anything too crazy. But again, could very well develop. Again, this is rain wrap, by the way. You're not going to be able to see this tornado. This is well embedded in this area of rotation. A land spout is basically composed of more of the downdrafts. I'll make a video on it. Again, I'm going to make a video on that too. Downdrafts, or excuse me, land spouts versus tornadoes, because they are very different. But yeah, I'll make a video on that as well as the radar interpretation. Yeah, it's just like, it's a kind of a tornado. It's not anything like crazy. It's usually a bit weaker. It's a bit on the weaker end usually. It's also a bit harder to detect on radar. Haha, Justin. So cool. Again, area of rotation right now is near Madison. This is an ongoing tornado warning. Again, that's our strong area of rotation. You can kind of see it right now near 58. Right there. So that's near Madison. Make sure you're seeking shelter immediately away from windows if you're in Madison. This is, again, a fairly populated area, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully at least everybody's in shelter right now if you're in this area. Away from windows. Like a hurricane and tornado combined. No. It's definitely not a hurricane. No. A land spout is, again, it's usually on a weaker end anyways. They're not like your EF2+ tornadoes. They're usually weaker overall. They're more composed of like downdrafts and stuff, though. And they're usually short-term. And yeah, I mean, land spouts are not something to be that concerned about. Obviously, they can cause damage. You should, again, treat it like a tornado, but they're not nearly as strong as a typical tornado usually. Again, main area of rotation seems to be pretty tight as of right now, near 58. Latest scan still showing a little bit of rotation there. Seems to be fairly weak overall, so if there is a tornado, it might be like an EF0 or EF1 range. But again, make sure you're seeking shelter away from windows if you're near Madison. Again, this was a little bit larger before. It could have possibly been a tornado, but we don't have a confirmation on that yet. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're only 20 subscribers away from 7,200. And no, over 300 of you guys are watching, so a lot of you aren't probably subscribed. I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we do live streams all across the United States. We will be live for the New York and Pennsylvania severe weather event as well tomorrow. Tornadoes are expected, so we're going for that, live for that one as well. And the Manhattan tornado was rain wrapped too. Yeah, that one was rain wrapped. I remember that. I was live for that, so. How big can it get? A land spout? Usually not that wide. I mean, like, I've never seen a land spout greater than, like, a few hundred yards. Usually they almost look like backwards funnels almost, like if you look at it on radar. Or, I mean, if you look at it in person. They're almost like backwards. Like, this is what a tornado looks like usually. Right, let's just say this is a tornado right here. So this is what almost like a land spout looks like. It looks like almost like backwards. It's kind of weird. But it's usually not like that wide of a surface, though. Really. Not that big in length, at least at the bottom. Yeah, you can also look up on Google if you want the quick answer to it, but I want to make a video on it. I'll make one at some point. All right, again, here's a look at the tornado portion of the storm. Again, this is rain wrap. You're not gonna be able to see it, so don't try to, go outside if you're in Madison. Obviously, there's a lot of rain, so make sure you're seeking shelter away from windows, interior of your house if you're in Madison. Again, this will possibly go into a Gridley over the next several minutes as well. That's kind of the track at this point. And here's a look at the velocities. And as of right now, storm relative velocity is really showing just a lot of wind now. So rotation's actually completely fizzled out. So this tornado warning will probably get canceled, which is good news. Obviously, this had a much stronger rotation in Madison. If we go back a few scans, we're tuning in from the very beginning. You can kind of see it here over the last several hours. There's the rotation, though. You can see it was much stronger in Madison. By the way, thank you, Jordan, as well as Rachel, for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Again, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, we're only 15 subscribers from 7,200. Again, if every one of you subscribe right now, we would hit it. So hit that subscribe button real quick down below. It's free to do. Would appreciate it. But this, again, what we saw earlier and kind of going through the last several scans, it kind of fizzled out. So good news. Obviously, it's a very rain wrap situation, so it's going to be hard for it to develop anyways with kind of the environment. And let's go a little bit more wide here. Again, here's a look at the storm as of right now. It's kind of moving off to the east now. It was actually moving further to the south before. Now it's moving east. It's going out every direction right now for the most part. It's actually a little storm developing now near Wichita. Nothing too crazy, but a little shower trying to develop maybe into a storm. Have a good night, Gabe. Appreciate you tuning in again tonight. Have a great night. Tornado warning still ongoing. I would expect it to get canceled here pretty shortly. Welcome back, Moxie. Welcome back. No problem at all. There's actually a severe thunderstorm warning up in Wisconsin right now. I believe it's north of Milwaukee. I think it's damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. We'll hop over to that one too. This tornado warning does expire, which I think it will. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. A lot of the storms right now we're seeing are 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Up back in the desert, you used to get pummeled by dust devils, really. Yeah, dust devils are pretty common out that way. Looks like the main threat from here on out will probably be the hail threat with this storm. Again, it's up to about ping pong ball sized hail with the tornado warning portion of the storm. So it seems like we're looking as right now. Again, tornado warning still be ongoing until 10 o'clock. We'll see if it does redevelop, but I would expect it to probably get canceled here in the next few minutes. It's moving off to the east. Let's take a quick zoom out. I'll probably go back down to Alabama in a minute, but we'll go back up to Milwaukee as well because there's some storms up there. They're severe, but yeah, this is our ongoing tornado warning over Madison. Again, still stay in shelter just in case. I don't think the velocities have changed, at least in the latest scan. Yeah, still very, very broad. I mean, obviously beforehand it was much stronger when it was in Madison. We have now another flash flood warning that just got issued, by the way. Considerable threat, by the way, from Madison until 1:30 a.m. So we have another flash flood warning associated with this area of rain. Again, these are very slow-moving storms, so. Not good, Chief. Sorry to hear that. Super wicked, strong dust devils in Africa, really. I'm not surprised by that. I mean, there's obviously a lot of dust down there, so. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, this is over in portions of central southern Kansas. Again, ongoing tornado warning for another few minutes. Again, we're only 9 subscribers away. Only 9 of you have to hit subscribe down below. The red button, it's completely free to do for us to hit 7,200 subscribers. I would appreciate it. And we do live streams like this all the time. Let's see if we can hit the goal. It would be awesome. Keep you updated with the latest on the severe weather ongoing tornado warning near Madison. Label from earlier today, these tornadoes are made from recycled storms. Okay. Recycled storms. All right, there we go. Tornado warning got canceled. I kind of expected that. So we're back to square one with the regular graphics. Actually, wait, we'll go to the severe thunderstorm warning one. So tornado warning just expired in Kansas, but we still have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and headache-sized hail. That also includes Madison, so we still have a threat for very large hail with this storm. It's near 58 north of Hamilton. Again, this is moving fairly slowly, but luckily the tornado warning just expired. Let's go back up to the northeast. The severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, only includes that area. Now, back up here to the north into Milwaukee real quick. We have a new warning that got issued pretty shortly ago. This is near Port Washington. Again, this is associated with what we saw with the tornado outbreak earlier. This is an ongoing warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. That's going to be moving off the coast in the Great Lakes. Got a couple other storms west of Milwaukee. These are all moving also well to the east, so they are producing some gusty winds here and there. There's a flash flood warning as well ongoing for Jefferson, West Bend. Again, pretty significant threats overall with these storms, so just keep that in mind. Again, back down here to the south, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings, actually one in Montgomery now for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. We have trees and power lines down across portions of the state, so there definitely are some significant warnings ongoing now down here. Yeah, if you're just streaming for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I think we're only like 5 subscribers away from our goal tonight of 7,200. And again, we'll keep you up there with the latest. We'll probably be live at least for another hour or so. So, what is the cap? If you want to know more about the cap, you can watch my tutorial video. I'll try to find my link to it, but the tutorial video is pretty useful. And here are the ongoing storms down here in Montgomery, as well as near Prattville as well. We got some storms ongoing down here. These are producing some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So definitely some other storms to keep in mind as well as they move off to the west. Yeah. That's the cap explanation. Also, now I saw a tornado in person. Really want to see a tornado. Yeah, tornadoes are definitely really cool to see. Obviously, if they're not damaging any houses or anything like that, but if they're in like open fields, it's definitely fairly cool to see. Again, we got some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing over here in Alabama. Again, trees and power lines down. We also got, that's in several places, by the way. We have a lot of damage over across Alabama. Some other storms back up here to the north, near Gadsden as well as near Steely and Asheville. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour with those storms as well. Thank you, David, as well as Leland, for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Melanie, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? You're doing well. Just kind of a broader outlook of everything that we're seeing as of right now. We'll go back to Kansas here for a second. Again, this is our storm that had a tornado warning on it. It is now just hen egg sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So that's near Madison. Again, that's a storm that we're watching pretty closely. So very large hail, definitely without a doubt. Probably focused primarily on Alabama storms. Again, these are going through pretty populated areas, as well as Montgomery, for example, seeing some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Had a lot of power outages already in these areas, so definitely some pretty significant weather right now ongoing. I've been live for 2 hours. I'm going to go real quickly, take a bathroom break. Again, I'll be back in about 45 seconds. So stay tuned. We'll be back. I'd like to remind you to hit that like button down below. It really helps our page out a lot. Also, if you have not already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. It'll give you our latest forecasts and live streams here on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to hit that little bell icon to the right and click all so you get notified on when those live streams and videos come out. And if you'd like to support our page above and beyond, click the first link in the description. It'll redirect you to a membership page. For as little as $2.99 per month, you can become a member on our YouTube channel, which includes exclusive forecasts, and as well as a chat badge in both the live streams and comment section, and some emojis to go along with it, which you can use in live streams and as well as in our comment section. I'll also give you a shout out here on stream. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 seconds. That was potentially the quickest break I've ever taken. All right, we're back. All right. Yeah, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather, feel free to leave those in the chat. But again, we are back to the severe weather that we have ongoing. Plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings. Tornado watches are going to be expiring here pretty soon anyways. Again, this is the ongoing severe weather over in Alabama. These are, again, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So definitely keep that in mind, again, if you're in any of these areas. Let's see. Hot in Cleveland? Is it really? In Cleveland? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Cleveland, I didn't realize it was that hot. 100, really? I didn't realize it was that hot up there. Is Dodge County, Wisconsin in the clear for severe weather? If you're not seeing any storms right now, you're not going to see anything for the rest of the night. I don't expect anything tomorrow either for Wisconsin. Burlington, Kansas. Is there still a rotation there? I didn't really see any when I last looked. There was rotation with the storm before up in Kansas. Still rotation with the Madison storm. Is there really? I'm not seeing anything that defined, but might be a little area here. That's kind of all I'm seeing. It's broad. It's definitely broad. We could see it redevelop again. This storm's already had a couple of areas of rotation, so we'll watch it pretty closely. That's south of Madison, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Let's see. I appreciate that, Donald. Appreciate you subscribing. Thank you, thank you. We only need 6 more subscribers again for 7,200. I know 6 of you out there are not subscribed. I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button real quick. And we're only 6 away from our goal of 7,200 tonight. I'm guessing that overnight weather in western New York has some scattered pop-up storms. Yeah, it's not gonna be too much for New York, honestly. I don't really expect much tonight. Again, our main outlook, I've mentioned a few times in this forecast, but again, for tomorrow, we have a ongoing enhanced risk of severe weather up here in portions of New York. So anywhere from northern New York into Syracuse, goes as well as far south as Pittsburgh. Again, this will be for the potential for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. A few tornadoes also can be possible, and also some large hail. There's also slight risk for Cleveland, Erie, as well as Buffalo, Columbus, and as well as Scranton, if I'm saying the name right. Those areas all included in a slight risk of severe weather. And again, I will be live for this event tomorrow, so if you have any questions, anything like that about this event, we'll be again live tomorrow, probably around 4 Eastern, 3 Central. So that's kind of my estimated time for tomorrow in terms of a severe weather live stream. And yeah, that's kind of my plan. Heat is rare for us. Yeah, that's really hot for that area, especially. Very, very hot for Cleveland. I appreciate that, Aaron. Appreciate it. I'm glad you're addicted to my channel, I guess. The colors look different. They might look a little bit different, but they basically mean the same thing. They might look brighter or something like that on your end. You're using radar scope especially. Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia might see a marginal risk, but it won't be anything like tornadoes. It'll probably just be like low-end threats and like damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, or even maybe a little bit of like quarter-sized hail. That'd be about it. If you turn up the volume kind of low, you sound like, I don't even know what that means. I really don't know what that means, but okay. Cool. Not sure if that's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing, but I was thinking about getting I had an idea. So it's kind of a weird out of the ballpark idea, but I was thinking about getting like a disco light, but like not like a disco light. I'm trying to think of something, but like I can't think of the name of it. Like a really like a flashing light almost, not for like warnings or anything, but like just a flashing light for my room. I want to put like lights behind me that like kind of look cool. Like, you know, if there's like a warning, like a severe thunderstorm warning, I'll make them red. If there's a tornado warning, I'll make it red. You know, that sort of thing, yellow or red. I don't know. It's kind of my idea. I was thinking about doing it, but I might put some on the wall or something. Let's see. Strobe light? I don't think so. Wait, I'll look at that. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. Let me look it up. Yeah, sorta. I don't know yet though. Actually might be a little bit more on par with what I'm trying to look for. Something kind of cool. I'm not trying to make like a huge like scene, by the way. Not like right now, no. I'm not trying to make like a huge like, you know, setup thing. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want something like kind of cool in the background. Like not like flashing lights or anything, but like just something like kind of, you know, almost like chill. Because I feel like behind me here, there's just like a lot of blank space. So thank you, Tommy, Judy, DJ, as well as King for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you very much. GR Analyst. I've never heard of it. I've heard of it, but I've never used it. Look up Brian Hall. I don't know what he does for his live streams. I know a few people have said like he has like this alarm that goes off or something, and then some sort of like flashing light or something. I don't even know. Whenever a tornado warning happens, he says that. If Ryan does a strobe light, then don't do it. I don't know what he does. I don't. If you guys know what he does, then let me know. I don't 100% know. Ceiling? That actually won't be a bad idea, doing some ceiling lights or something like that. What kind of radar am I using? It's like a NextRad 2 radar. What's going on in Wisconsin? I can take a look for you. We're primarily looking at Alabama. I'll take a look real quick. I think it's just mostly gusty winds in anywhere in Wisconsin right now. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour for Port Washington and Cedarburg, but that's about it. Most of the storms right now going toward Milwaukee right now are just gusty winds, nothing too crazy. Just hang a sheet behind you, change the color of it with LEDs. Be a bad idea. I have a green screen, but I don't want to make, a lot of people use green screens, and I do not want to be one of those people that uses a green screen. I don't want this whole setup behind me. I don't really want that. Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people use green screens, and it's just, eh. I don't really, I have a green screen. I already have one, but I don't really want to use it. Astrid, I know who he is, but I've never watched him. A lot of people from this chat know Ryan, though. I'm pretty sure he's the biggest weather YouTuber right now, and there's not really anybody else doing it besides him, Reed Timmer, and a few other people, so. But I've always been doing this. I think I've started doing this before he even did, I think. At least on, you know, on Facebook, but I could be wrong. I've been doing live streams forever, though. I mean, I've been doing them for at least 2 to 3 years. US I have, but I haven't really recently, because I'm not really in a storm chasing area. Is it 1920s? I'll have to look into it. I've heard a lot of people mention it. I don't know how good GR2 is, but I've been kind of looking for a better software, because the one I'm using now, it's just so glitchy. And when it's at like peak moments, like when there's a tornado warning or something like that, and this software like glitches out, it just messes everything up. So yeah, unfortunately, this software is not the best, but not bad. I appreciate that for changing. Yeah, I don't really want to change my background a whole lot. I've thought about it. Again, I might put some lights back there, but that'd be about it. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, there's ongoing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour near Montgomery and Prattville. Again, this is an ongoing area of storms. There's also some back up here to the north. We have a wind report of 45 miles per hour with this area of storms. Most of this will probably be fizzling out anyways, but just a couple of storms ongoing over here. Again, this is all in Alabama right now. If you have any questions about any of the other severe weather ongoing, feel free to let me know. You're my number 2 after Ryan Hall. Okay, well, I guess it's better not being any worse than that, but I do appreciate that, Don. Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it. Virginia, okay. My dogs? I don't even know where my dogs are right now. I couldn't show you right now. Maybe one day. This is over in Alabama. I'm kind of doing really anything right now. Again, these live streams, this live stream particularly was more of just an interactive live stream, so I'm not doing anything that particular. So if you have any questions about the other severe weather ongoing, feel free to let me know. Yeah, this is over in Alabama near Montgomery. We have some storms ongoing, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. This is all, by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is a really weird thing, but all these storms are actually moving to the west. So these storms are actually moving directly off to the west right now. So kind of a cool thing there. Hey, maybe one day. We'll see. Might show my puppy someday. Apparently the pros recommend it, do they? I don't know who the pros are. They could classify anybody as a pro. I mean, I could be classified as a pro. And as a pro, I recommend nothing. No, honestly, if anybody ever needs a radar app, I honestly recommend like Radar Scope or something. Those are usually the best ones. I mean, that honestly is probably the best radar out there if you're looking for something high def. If you're looking for something free, go for like My Radar or something. By the way, the warning up in Kansas is down to quarter size tail, so just an update there. Thank you, Brian, by the way, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Are you the Miami head coach, Brian Flores? Oh, by the way, we actually hit our subscriber goal of 7,200 subscribers, so I do appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe button down below. Finally hit the goal for tonight. Yeah, I don't know about that, Chili, but my expenses are so high, it's ridiculous in terms of this weather stuff. Honestly, I love doing it. I could care less about the money, honestly. It's nice to have, obviously, but I love doing what I do. What state would you like to visit based off your preference of climate? I've always liked New England. I like the summers and winters. So I kind of have a mix of weather. Thanks, Virginia. What's up for South Florida over the next few days? I don't really know, to be honest. There might be some storms. I mean, usually Florida is just Florida. They see summertime storms usually. It's kind of what we see over there in Florida. Your typical summertime stuff. Other than that, though, I don't think you're going to see anything major, at least. It's just primarily your typical storms. Apparently, there was a marginal risk of severe weather on the West Coast, by the way, today. I didn't even realize that. Where'd my chat go? Green boxes? I don't see any green boxes. Are you talking about the blue boxes? Oh, green boxes. Hey, James, I appreciate it. Have a great night. See you again soon. Again, stay safe. Hope you're doing okay up there. Melanie, appreciate it. Green boxes. I mean, I see blue boxes. I'm assuming that's what you mean, but I could be wrong. Looking for green boxes, and I don't see any. If you're talking about the blue boxes, though, those are all reports. I don't know if there's any tornado reports anymore. No, there's not. There's green ones up here, though. Those are rain reports. But yeah, I mean, most of these are... all the blue boxes are going to represent your damaging wind reports or wind gust reports, anything like that. Gulf Shores in Alabama for the upcoming days. I don't think you're going to... Again, it's going to be your typical summertime stuff, so some storms maybe here and there. Other than that, you're not going to see anything in terms of severe weather. But yeah, I think that's about it. We got our ongoing severe weather threat already going right now, so these storms may go as far south as you, but like these storms down here, these are kind of moving down your direction. But other than that, I think for the most part, just like heat, kind of your typical stuff. Not seeing anything out of the blue for you. That rhymed. Blue for you. Almost rhymed. No problem, Teresa. Alrighty, cool. Yeah, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather, feel free to let me know. We got a new special weather statement near Birmingham, by the way, for gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. So it's all associated with this area of storms. Again, all being outflow driven, all moving out to the west. Very interesting line of storms right now. Fort Worth, Texas. I don't expect much for Fort Worth either. Fort Worth is just going to stay hot. Low 100s. Here's a little quick look at the 7-day forecast for DFW. So you can see low 100s for the most part. Nothing really too crazy. A couple of storms possibly tomorrow. That would be about it. Fort Worth is going to stay, for the most part, just dry. Alright, cool. Go back up here to the north. I don't think we have any other new warnings. We have one up here in Missouri. Michigan, by the way. We'll go back over to this storm in Kansas real quick, because this one had some rotation earlier. This warning's going for almost an hour and a half, by the way. That's a long severe thunderstorm warning. I haven't seen a warning like that in a while. A lot of damaging winds up in Kansas right now. That's about it. I don't see any rotation with this cell. Had a little bit of rotation beforehand, but it seems to be a little bit on the lower end now. So mainly just a storm. It's moving down to the south very slowly. Eureka will probably be next on the track. That's northeast of Wichita. So looking out down that way. No problem, Teresa. Appreciate you tuning in. Do appreciate it. Alrighty, let's look at the other wind reports, by the way. We have a lot of damaging wind reports from recently. So a lot of them have just been trees blown down. One up in Jacksonville. There was trees blown down. Numerous power outages reported up in Chocoloco. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Trees and power lines down as well up here. There are Gadsden up there as well. So we've already had some power outages up there as well. Some down to the south. Trees and power lines down around, not going to say the name, but in Elmore County, Alabama. There's been more trees and power lines down over there as well. Trees blown down over in Liberty. Trees blown down and power outages over in Lee County. And yeah, all these are basically just trees. So there's been a lot of trees down at this point. One tree down at East 27 and East 36. Tree down over at 54, Highway 54 there. Several trees blown down. One tree down on Forest Lake Drive. So yeah, we've had a lot of trees down with these storms. A lot of trees down. Look at Wisconsin. So what's going on up in Wisconsin right now? So yeah, mainly it's just strong storms, gusty winds, the main thing up there. Tornado watch is still ongoing, but it's basically outflow driven, so I don't expect any tornado threat up that way. Weetipka? Okay. Yeah, that's something I'll never remember, to be honest, but we'll see if I ever get back to that. Heavy rain in Milwaukee, yeah, it's just mostly, for the most part, maybe some gusty winds or maybe a little bit of possibly pea-sized hail. I mean, we're not looking at a tornado threat up there anymore. Seems to be basically non-existent now. Hopefully there'll be a day where we all just go solar, honestly. because that will defeat the purpose of having all these electricity companies. Solar is the way to go, in my opinion. Saves you a lot of money, by the way. I know there's a meteorologist in DFW that got solar panels recently, and he, with the big raise of electricity prices in Texas, apparently he saved a lot of money already. Like, he's already, like, he's gonna have a quicker return on investment, like, within the next 5 years. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, it's obviously a lot of people have a debate on that topic, but yeah, definitely solar, I think, is our future at this point. We need to use renewable resources. That's really what has to happen, but I'm not gonna go political. I'm just kind of saying. I definitely agree with the solar stuff. I think we have to get to that point at some point. Obviously, solar panels are expensive, but it's just a long-term investment. Illinois is not seeing anything, Cindy. Again, anything over there is just gonna be some strong storms, possibly. Hopefully one day I can even get solar panels. I'd love to have some. The amount of lightning in Milwaukee. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning. I think the lightning maps is showing a pretty hefty amount of lightning right now. Take a look. Take a look at Milwaukee. There are obviously some storms down here in Alabama. 51-mile-per-hour wind gust over at a county airport north of Montgomery. There's actually a lot of lightning up in Milwaukee right now. Let's take a look. There is about 190 strikes per minute across southeastern Wisconsin. So there's a lot of lightning out of those storms. Yeah, right, Virginia. Yeah, I mean, solar power. The one thing about it is you don't have to worry about power outage. Really, it's not really like it's not nearly as much of a concern, especially when, you know, if solar, like, a company runs out of power or something like that. It's not nearly as bad because kind of all just stores itself, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it works. Invisible solar, that would be cool. That would definitely be cool. And there will be a day when that happens. So I'm kind of excited for the future and that sort of stuff. That makes tornado-proof solar panels? I don't think so. That's the one downfall about solar panels, is they can get damaged from, like, hail and stuff. All right, thank you, Cindy, as well as Survival, for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, it just really depends. Solar panels are kind of, you know, it really depends on, you know, if you want to spend the money on it, and it just depends on a lot of stuff. But there will probably be a day where they're much cheaper than what they are now. Who knows when that'll happen, though. Right. Again, if you're just doing it for the first time, make sure to hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button as well. You know, we got some severe weather ongoing. If you have any questions about the ongoing warnings, feel free to leave those in the chat. We have a new warning, by the way, down near Monroeville for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as some dime-sized hail. So that's moving down to the southwest. Hey, Survival, how you doing? How's your day going? So, new severe thunderstorm warning again down here near Monroeville. Lots of reports of trees down. And here's just, again, a little broad look at it. One warning, again, over in Kansas. There's actually a new warning up here in far northern Michigan. Let's take a quick look at this. This is near Traverse City. Got a 39-mile-per-hour wind gust at the Cherry Capital Airport, but looks like just some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, so new one there. Jacob, I moved out about a week after that happened. I was really lucky. I got really lucky. I didn't have to deal with that. I got extremely lucky. I couldn't have been any luckier. You know, they have a lot of radar sites here in Alabama. I just realized that. They have like 3 kind of lined up here. I didn't realize how many they had down there. I actually have an extra. It looks like this one might be new. North Central Illinois look okay. Yeah, Shirley, you won't probably see much up that way. Yeah, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder or weak storm, but I don't really expect much, honestly, for you tonight. Oh, really? That's cool. You sell the extra power back. That's really cool. I really like the idea of solar panels. It's just like, the thing about it is it's expensive, obviously, and I mean, obviously it looks ugly on houses. If you get hail, a tornado, obviously tornadoes, I mean, anything can happen with tornadoes, but if you get hail, it can damage the solar panels. So there's a lot of things that go into it too. Does North Central Illinois look okay? Oh, I just answered that. Yeah. Rotation. All right, let me look. I don't know if the storm's really been rotating a whole lot. I mean, it's been rotating for a while, but a little bit of rotation. Yeah, this storm's been having on and off rotation. It's west of Hamilton. I mean, I don't even think the Reds though are even in the yeah, it's kind of out here. So there's been a little bit of rotation. It's kind of been on and off though. It's not been anything too crazy. Again, we very well could see definitely a tornado warning later on, but it seems to be on the low end at this point, luckily. Welcome back, bro. Welcome back. Our outflow boundary, by the way, it's pretty well defined here on radar. It's your outflow boundary. Julie, for the most part, anywhere in Wisconsin right now is just gusty winds. If not, you're just seeing ordinary thunderstorms. I've kind of gone over it a few times in the last few minutes. So, but yeah, all you're seeing right now is just gusty winds, maybe a little bit of possibly pea-sized hail if you're really, really lucky at that point. I mean, it's very isolated. So, yeah, up in Wisconsin right now, it's not anything too crazy. KT, no, I'm actually using KBMX. I could probably go down further to the south, though. I don't know which other radars are over here. This is the other radar site. I'll go to this one. 1 mile per hour wind gusts. We've had some 50 mile per hour wind gusts with this storm. That was Elkhart. I think Elkhart's doing all right. I don't think you're going to see much there. Ohio might have some severe weather tomorrow if you're in northeastern Ohio. Again, I'll have a video on that tomorrow. I'll cover everything that you need to know about the severe weather potential for tomorrow. That will be coming out around noontime or 1 o'clock. Again, tomorrow will be my last live stream before I will be gone Friday and Saturday. I don't expect severe weather really at all. There will be like a low-end threat on Friday and maybe on Saturday, but I'm not going to be live either day. So I'll video still. We'll be back on Sunday if there's anything then. Like a little mini vacation. Very small one. Totally okay with some storms. Yeah, I think a lot of people would take it with the seat too. This is CD. Yeah, this is actually Central Time. I kind of forgot we're in the Alabama area and they're in Eastern Time. Yeah, this is Central Time. I do apologize if you're on a different time zone. We're kind of covering both the Kansas area and as well as Alabama. So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Again, subtract or add an hour to this if you're in Eastern Standard Time. So it's 11 o'clock technically. Usually I can change it over, but I kind of doing both. I will actually have to change it over for tomorrow, so no problem, Shirley. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we're on the road. We're only about 35 subscribers away from 7,250. Again, we do live streams like this all the time, so I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. And we do, again, weather events all across the United States, so you won't be missing out if you hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit the like button. Would appreciate it. Here's a look at the new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, that just got issued for Orville, Maplesville, Mosses, Uniontown, Clanton, Selma Grande, as well as Marion, Selmont West, as well as Gordonville, New Bern, Benton, Tyler, Mulberry, and a couple other areas, Dallas Lake, and as well as the State Park, all included in that new severe thunderstorm warning. Damaging winds again up to 60 miles per hour will be possible. Let's move off to the west. Again, this storm's moving east to west, so don't get too confused there. Yes, bro, it costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. I have a lot of expenses on this page. You know, the part of Texas is in mountain time. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. I'm pretty sure that's like the far western part of Texas. It's not the T word. Yeah, there you go. No tornadoes. So on local news, a couple of counties south of me that hit hard by bad storms without power. Yeah, there's a lot of areas without power right now. So the storms. Yeah, there's probably some gusty winds up in Milwaukee right now. That's awesome, Aaron. Yeah, there's a lot of geography that goes into this stuff. I just put on roadmap too for Alabama. I don't really know the population of Alabama. I don't know if it's that high. Can't remember. No problem, Julie. No problem at all. Yeah, just gusty winds. Hey, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Appreciate it a lot. 97 degrees in Elkhart, Indiana. That's really hot. I mean, anywhere in Dallas and like Texas at all, they've all been in like the low 100s last several days. It's been, again, if you're new to my YouTube channel, again, this YouTube channel is changing to max velocity in the next couple of days, probably by Friday. Hopefully, as long as YouTube resolves the thing that I'm trying to fix, which is change my name. But I only do Texas weather on Facebook and Instagram, so I'll still be doing both. I'll be basically doing my YouTube channel, live streaming everything on basically all the United States and tropical weather, and then on our Facebook and Instagram pages, those are just North Texas weather, so it's kind of weird, but it's kind of a new thing that I'm adapting to now. Yes, 49ers, I will be. I will be going live tomorrow for the New York and Pennsylvania stuff. Almost 100% sure I will, so yeah, make sure to turn post notifications, and I'll be live for that, so we'll be live for all of that stuff for tomorrow. I'll probably be going live around 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, or I might go live slightly earlier than that. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll probably be around that time. Hopefully. I'm kind of hoping I'll go live around that time. I don't have anything going on, so that'll probably be when I go live. Oh, Alabama's around 5 million? Really? Really? The 24th most populous state? I didn't even know that. Huh, that's interesting. Must be mainly like Montgomery and, you know, Birmingham. I guess there is a lot of cities here, isn't there? There's actually a lot of roads too. I realize how much how high the population was over here in Alabama. Yeah, there's a big drought going, unfortunately. Hopefully it gets resolved soon. I'm hoping for like even a tropical storm that's just on the low end that brings at least some rain to Texas. That's always good. But I'm doing good, 100. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, there's a lot of flash flood warnings up there in Kansas right now. The velocities and rotation, by the way, up in near Madison have been fairly broad at this point, so nothing too crazy with that storm. Yeah, Northern California is even worse. I mean, California is always in a drought. Unfortunately. Not how it works though. La Nina is not a fun time of the year. It's really not that fun, especially for the South. Have a good night, Survival. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Only 19 likes away, or we're actually only 17 likes away from 350. If you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate it. No tornado warnings, Hunter. We actually had a few in Kansas a little while ago, but as of right now, just severe thunderstorm warnings. Nothing too crazy. Again, this live stream was more intended to be interactive anyways, but we actually had tornado warnings, which kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting much in terms of a tornado threat tonight. I was primarily just expecting severe weather. I was expecting to do more in terms of tropics and the severe weather event for tomorrow too, but we've kind of been on these severe thunderstorm warnings down here in Alabama, so been a lot going. What state have I not been to? I haven't been to a lot. I mean, one I can think off the top of my head is Montana. I don't know how many people have actually been to Montana here, but tonight, 49ers not much. I think it's just very isolated storms, and they're not going to be really severe. Other than that, most of the stuff will happen tomorrow. Thank you, Justice, by the way, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Sounds good, Aaron. I will be back again. I'll be live tomorrow, so make sure you turn. Again, if you're new here, make sure to click the bell down below. Turn on post notifications again to be notified when I go live tomorrow. We'll be going live around 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow Eastern, so that will be a day to watch. Oh, really? 100. I don't really. Canada weather is interesting. I've actually a lot. It's kind of surprising. Like 3 to 4% of my people that watch these live streams are actually from Canada. Yeah, there will be some storms possibly up there in Ontario. No problem, Shirley. Appreciate you tuning in. No problem at all. How big is the wind gust going to be too? Are you talking about now or like tomorrow? If you're talking about tomorrow, they could be up to 70. Actually, I'll show you what's looking like for tomorrow real quick for New York, at least. Have a little sneak peek, basically, in what to expect for tomorrow. This is up in New York. I'm going the timing here. This will look at tomorrow's future radar. All right, so here's a look at tomorrow. So basically during the morning, a couple of scattered showers. This will be from tonight's system, by the way. There might be a couple of showers or weak storms. Most of those are not going to be really that severe. But going to tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see some storms over into Canada, eventually move into portions of western New York. This is by about 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Again, I'll probably go live around 4, maybe a little bit earlier than that. This is when we'll start to see some storms across the area. By 6 o'clock, storms moving through Syracuse and down to the southwest into Pennsylvania. By 7 o'clock, storms in upstate New York into Syracuse as well. Maybe some more storms. 8 to 9 o'clock, storms should start to hopefully weaken out. And by about 10 o'clock, those storms weaken out. Now, there is another potential for severe weather in areas like Missouri tomorrow. Pretty low end threat overall, but there might be a couple of storms during the late afternoon hours. And see, going to like the early evening hour or like late evening hours and the overnight hours, some storms will develop up in Nebraska and Iowa. Those will move down to the south. I will not be live for this event, by the way. I do have to get up early the following morning, so I will not be live for that. But that's what we're looking at in terms of tomorrow for severe weather. So a lot of stuff to watch for tomorrow. Again, we'll be live for tomorrow's event in New York, Pennsylvania, anywhere in the Northeast, and as well as the far eastern Midwest. I will not be live for the event, though, in the Central Plains. Again, I will not be live on Friday or Saturday. So I'm usually live most days, but have a good night, Melanie, by the way. I'm sorry, I missed your message. Have a great night. Yeah, it's a little bit of a sneak peek at the New York and Pennsylvania system. Julie, I don't think so. I don't really think anybody's live besides me. I would be surprised if anybody's live. I'm the only one crazy enough to be live. You track weather going through in the Applesoft? Yeah, I do. I do basically every area of severe weather. I do all the United States. I appreciate that, Tamara, by the way. Appreciate it. Yeah, I basically live stream everything. We actually got a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, up here in eastern Iowa. This is actually for the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and ping pong ball size hail. This is actually for Davenport. It's actually a new severe thunderstorm warning. And this moving off to the northeast. I'm not sure if there's a whole lot of rotation with this. Looks like there should be. There's not a whole lot, though. But there is definitely some damaging winds with this. This is near 22, heading off to the east-northeast. That'll be going toward Bluegrass, Wildcat, Durant, Wilton, Maysville, Eldridge, and Davenport. So, again, ping pong ball size hail is possible with this. By the way, thank you, Jeannie, for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Have a good night, Moxie. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again soon. That's what we're looking at as of right now. If you're just tuning in for the first time tonight, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. If you're new here, again, we are closing in on 7,250 subscribers. We're only 27 away, so if every one of you hit the subscribe button, we would hit it. So would appreciate if everybody subscribe real quick. Again, we do these live streams all the time, and we do videos literally every day about all the United States weather. So appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, and as well as like the video if you haven't already. Appreciate it. Tornado warnings. Let's see any. There's a tornado watch ongoing still, but ooh, tornado warnings. Thanks, Hopping. I appreciate that. Appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate that, Julie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really think anybody else is live. I'm usually live for every weather event, by the way. It's not just like this one, so you'll probably find me live often. Thanks, Occasion. I appreciate that. Appreciate you subscribing. Do you forecast based on radar? No, I use a lot of buoys. I do use buoys. I mean, like, are you talking about like tropical storms and stuff? Talking about like anything? Because I don't use just computer models to forecast stuff. I actually use a lot of other stuff. Be able to actually accurately forecast certain events. Okay, this is a storm up in going toward Davenport. This is up in Iowa. So again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Ping pong ball sized hail. Ongoing. You're near Davenport. Yeah, but what are you talking about with the water buoys, though? Like, for forecasting, like, any event? Yeah, James, I enjoy doing it. I love doing this sort of stuff. And this is the most viewers we had for something like this. We usually have, like, only, like, when I used to do this on YouTube, we usually only have about 100 viewers, maybe. When we did like this is technically a Let's Talk Weather episode almost. It's kind of like the wind down of severe weather. Usually we have episodes like that. Like when I used to do these, we would only have like maybe 50 to 100 viewers at the most. Like usually I'd only have 50. That was like what we usually had. Now we're up to 300 right now. It's kind of crazy. Obviously this is not a series that I've done too much, but I remember doing the series back in May and we had about 50 viewers usually. Have you in the background? I'm doing stuff. No problem, Scott. I appreciate you tuning in. No problem at all. Appreciate you stopping by. Again, we do cover most severe weather. There's another special weather statement up in Milwaukee, by the way. Let's take a look at this real quick. Most of these are just strong storms. There's actually gusty winds up to 55 miles per hour north of Milwaukee. Again, a lot of storms moving through Milwaukee right now. Through Rockford. A lot of these are just gusty winds. Anything. A lot of rain, obviously. There's an ongoing severe thunderstorm running up here. Producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour over in Traverse City. That's in Michigan. And back down to the south again over in Alabama, we got a lot of severe weather ongoing still. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour with most of these. Not a whole lot other than that. That's a lot of states. Never seen a tornado. Those are like, all those states actually probably should. They usually do have tornadoes this time of the years too. We're looking at it right now. It's 10:12. Let's see. Hey, thanks, David. I appreciate that. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in, David. Have a great night. Yes, 100. That's correct. There's still no tornado watches, but again, I'm not expecting any more tornado threat tonight up there. They're all pretty much outflow driven, so I wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, for the most part, it's a stationary storm. It hasn't been moving much at all, so it is a very slow moving storm overall. It's not very fast at all. It's definitely moving slow. I can show you. I've been kind of hopping around on every storm, but just look at it. We actually had reports. Okay, so there actually was damage reports with that tornado. Reports of power flashes, tree damage, shingles off roofs. This was possibly from a tornado. This is from what we're covering, by the way. There was possibly a tornado in Madison. So when we were actually live, this is the area where we had that very strong rotation in Madison. So we actually had reports of power flashes, tree damage, shingles on some roofs in southern part of Madison. And that was exactly where that potential tornado was. So we actually might have actually had a tornado with that storm. So it's normal to have a tornado in Indiana. I wouldn't say it's normal, but happens occasionally. AK is Alaska? Is it? Okay. I didn't know. I don't know all the reevaluations. Isn't AR Arkansas? I think that has to be it. Yeah, we actually had a damage report. Again, if you're just tuning in from Madison, this was an hour ago, so we actually had a possibly tornado on the ground. I kind of said that before. It looked like there probably was a tornado on the ground, so again, we were probably right. There was no there was a tornado warning, obviously. At least good. Hopefully everybody was in shelter there, but there was shingles again blowing off some roofs and stuff like that over in Madison, so we actually had a confirmation of that. Good thunderstorm still ongoing over there in Alabama too. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 21 likes away from 400, so make sure to hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Again, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let's see if we can hit 7,250 subs tonight. We only need 17 more of you to hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Again, we do live streams all across the United States, and we'll be live again tomorrow for tomorrow's severe weather event in the Northeast. So New York will be live for, and as well as Pennsylvania. Have everybody considered doing Canadian weather? Not really. I don't even know. I don't even know what you'd have to get though for doing that sort of stuff. Because this, for example, I can't even see Canada on this software. All right, thank you, Redneck, Mystery, Joseph, and Cheryl for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you guys for subscribing. Have a great night, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. Really, Mike? Nice. That's cool. Appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that type of club before either. That's definitely very cool. Very, very, very cool. Let's see if we have any new mesocyclone discussions. We actually have one over here. At this point, there's a mesocyclone discussion for this area. It got issued about an hour ago, but basically, monitoring this storm, it'll likely just kind of fizzle out over the next, hour or two. That's kind of what they're expecting. Again, it's been producing some damaging winds for a while. Had some rotation earlier. Again, it might have produced a tornado in Madison too. So now we're looking at there. Also, the severe thunderstorm watch down in Alabama still producing the main threat for some damaging winds. So that storm is moving out to the west. This is the area that we've been watching for some high damaging winds. So definitely an area to watch. No problem, Ash. Yeah, again, we got severe weather ongoing down here in Alabama. A lot of these producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Again, the National Weather Service, or Storm Prediction Center, excuse me, pointed out that this area here has the greatest potential for damaging wind gusts over the next couple of hours. So basically watching this area here near Orville, Marion, Uniontown, anywhere just off to the west. Again, these storms are moving east to west. That's a little bit of a different motion overall. So all these storms here are moving east to west, and they're producing the main damaging wind threat, it seems like, over here. I believe there's a warning back up here to the north, going towards Scottsboro as well. Albertville included for potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour as well. They do 100. If you guys ever have any photos of pictures or anything like that of clouds or anything in general, make sure to join our Discord server. Again, I'll put the link in this chat. But we have a pretty big community on our Discord server now. We're starting to grow that up. So if you want to join our Discord, again, it's completely free to do. A lot of chats and stuff. You can always post your photos, videos, anything like that on our Discord. So link is in the chat there from 3 moments. An ongoing severe thunderstorm warning over here near Marion. Again, this is for the potential for some damaging winds, upwards of 60 miles per hour. That's all ongoing for a lot of Alabama, by the way. So we got a lot of ongoing damaging wind reports. We got a bunch of damage reports, by the way, up here near Gadsden right now. Trees down, power lines down, several trees down, power outages, and numerous reports of trees down across Etowah County. Several have fallen onto homes. Oh, that's not good. So there's been a lot of trees apparently that fell into homes southwest of Reese City. So definitely an area that we're not, obviously a lot of trees in this area. So again, make sure you're staying away from windows, lowest floor possible. If you're in any of these warnings, again, damaging winds can knock over trees, which can cause some pretty significant damage. So just make sure you're staying away from windows with these sort of storms. Like something you should definitely mindfully do. Any severe thunderstorm in general, or any tornado warning, obviously. A lot of people with severe thunderstorm warnings, they don't always do that, which is kind of interesting. They don't always think about that. Damaging winds obviously knock over trees. If you're in Texas, if you're like the center portion of Texas where there's no trees, it's obviously not as big of a deal, but sounds good, 100. Sounds good. Winds are way ahead of the line. Yeah, they are. The outflow boundary is actually located here. You can see it. That's your outflow boundary. So Brent is actually going to hit by that next, as well as Marion. So the winds are actually associated with the outflow boundary. That's kind of what we're looking. So the outflow boundary usually will do that. Why is that storm stationary like that? You're talking about the one like in Kansas? What's happening in Alabama? Yes, this is what's happening over in Alabama. A lot of damaging winds. Obviously, a lot of trees have already been knocked down from these storms too. So. Welcome back, money. Got bored? I guess your boredom can be brought here to our live stream. Not necessarily, actually. It really has to do with the 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear more than anything. Shear from that range kind of determines how fast the storms move. That's kind of the best way to estimate it. But you actually have to do like a little calculation with that. It's only about 75% of that value given. So, for example, I'm looking at the storm there. It's actually the bulk shear is actually kind of high in that region, around 30 miles per hour, about 20 miles per hour from the 0 to 6 kilometer range. That actually sounds kind of high. Wait, let me look at my meso thing, see if it shows on here. But usually if you look at the 0 to 6 kilometer bulk shear, it'll tell you kind of like what you're like looking at in terms of a directional storm, like how fast is a storm moving basically. So the storm up there, it says 28 knots, which sounds kind of high. This is not the right hour though. Oh no, it's actually closer to 25 knots. So basically you take 75% of 25 knots, which means it should be moving about 20 knots. But it is at the tail end of the cold front, so it kind of moves a bit slow. The jet stream's way off to the north, so it might be moving slow because of that as well. These storms, for example, are being outflow driven though, down in Alabama, so it's a bit of a different story. So if you look at the bulk shear down here in Alabama, the wind speeds are like 5 to 10 knots, which is much more accurate. These are only, like, these storms are barely moving. If you look at the past several minutes, they're all moving east. The outflow boundary is moving west, but these are outflow driven, so it's a little bit different. But you can just see all these showers here. Like, they pop up and they fizzle out. They don't really move, though. They haven't really moved much at all. They're kind of moving they're moving off to the west pretty slowly overall. So it has to do a lot with the bulk shear, though, and, like, That's kind of determine that. I don't know the entire science behind it. Again, I'm kind of college for that sort of stuff, but kind of what it's all determined off of. Yes, there's been tornadoes, Eric. Not in Alabama, but there have been some tornadoes. Joanne, this is down in Alabama. Yeah, math. Yeah, it's basically math. Everything in meteorology is math at this point. Everything in math. Math. Rare to see westward storms. Yeah, it's pretty rare. I mean, these are all outflow driven, though. If this wasn't outflow driven, then it would make a little bit more sense. Or it would make a lot less sense, excuse me. Outflow driven storms, though, can really go any direction they want. We can see them any direction, but yeah, there were some bad tornadoes earlier today. I don't know how many there were. We've at least had 3 confirmed, though. Yeah, most storms go east, obviously. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate, again, if you hit the subscribe button down below. Again, we're only 14 subscribers away from 7,250. I would, again, appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys right now are watching are not subscribed. It really helps our page out a lot. Would like to hit that goal before we end the live stream tonight, so would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Also, we're only 11 likes away from 400, so appreciate if you hit the like button as well. And we do live streams like this all the time, so if you do subscribe, you're not missing out on anything. Let's go back up to these storms. We got another severe thunderstorm warning up here in Iowa. Both of them, again, are for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and this one's now up to $half size hail, so that's a new warning over there near Bennett, Tipton, as well as Wheatland, Toronto, Loudoun, and that's the areas mainly including this new warning. So again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, $half size hail possible if that storm moves off to the northeast. Thanks, Ash. I appreciate that. Again, we also got a storm over here near Davenport producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as ping pong ball sized hail. So, keep that in mind. I'm not 12, Graham. I'm definitely not 12. If I was 12, I would know. Well, I mean, I probably would know a lot that I know now, but definitely not 12. Do I look 12? Like, what? Again, we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, until midnight, so storms will still be possible to be severe beyond that, but most of the severe will probably taper down around midnight or so, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. Storms are moving off to the northeast. Let's look at the velocities. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like, for the most part, just damaging winds. I don't see anything in terms of rotation. Adam, I have that question asked to lock up. No, I've never been storm chasing. I want to at some point, but I still haven't. I would like to, though. Definitely like to. Yeah, velocity is just showing a lot of damaging winds at this point. Am I 28? No, I'm not that old either. I'm in between. Yes, sir, Flash. I was actually live when that happened, too. Yeah, there was a big tornado. I was live when that tornado warning storm happened. Thank you, Butterfly, Eric, Deborah, for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Welcome on in. And we only need about 10 more of you to subscribe. Only 10 of you. 10 of you have to subscribe. We'll hit our goal for tonight. Just please. 10 more of you, please. I just want to hit the goal. That's it. 7,250. Just need 10 more of you. Yeah, we do live streams like this all the time. I'm not trying to beg you, but I'm hoping to change my name again to Max Velocity no later than tomorrow. I'm still waiting for Google to get back to me. Take kind of a long time to get back sometimes. It's from near Hamilton and south of Madison right now is down to the south. It's actually kind of getting more showers around it. Yeah, Money, there is flash flooding ongoing with that storm. That storm's moving down to the south. It's moving very slowly, though. So, yeah, it's causing some flash flooding issues. All right. I appreciate that, Joanne. Appreciate that. 105-degree wind index, yeah, it's hot. It's hot like everywhere in the United States, honestly. Sorry, I gotta eat a little bit. I'm pretty hungry. If you have any questions about any of the weather ongoing, anything at all, feel free to leave those in the chat. I'll probably be live at least for another 15 minutes or so. I'm not gonna make a forecast tonight, but we're live for a while. Yeah, this is our second live stream today. We were live for about an hour and a half earlier. This is about a 3-hour live stream. 4.5 hours isn't bad for one day. It's kind of on the lower end though. I have live streams usually beyond 5 hours, but today has been a little bit of a shorter one. I don't really have any dinner. I'm eating some cashews. Not bad. Only problem is I was kind of choking on, I don't know what it was, but I was choking on like the cashews earlier. It was kind of weird. Like the dust or something when I was live streaming, so I stopped eating them. Sweat after 30 seconds. Yeah, it is the heat's just not fun, especially if you play sports. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Do appreciate it a lot. So you guys know how I talk so fast in my forecasts and stuff? I was looking at one of my analytics, and basically the viewer duration or average goes down as you go up in age in my page because I talk too fast. So in my latest video, I tried working on that. We'll see if it makes any difference, but I talk fast. It's kind of one of those things, but I'm just so used to it. It's kind of weird. Caesar salad. No, I'm not having Caesar salad. Hey, have a great night, Brian. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night from Scotland. Thanks, Linda, by the way, and Mike for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. He's swelling up. Yeah, I can't. The thing is, like, if I talk slow, it just sounds worse to me for some reason. I'm not used to it, obviously, but. Have a great night, Zero. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, tuning in as always. Great rest of your night. Oh, if you're on your TV, I know a lot of you guys watch on TVs. You can actually, if you have a mobile device, you can join in on YouTube as well. And if you want, you can chat as well. If you have any questions, again, all you have to do is subscribe, and again, it's completely free to do here on YouTube. So, I think I don't know if you can chat on TVs, but I know that you can at least chat if you're on if you have a mobile device. That's good, Douglas. I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, that's true, sir. Flash, that's definitely true. Won't change a thing. Yeah, I probably won't change it. I was trying to improve on it though, because I just talk sometimes way too fast. You know, what's even crazier, I posted this on our Discord server, is that, this doesn't completely surprise me with severe weather forecasts, or at least my live streams, but my live streams on average, about 35% of people watch on TVs. The other about another 40% watch on mobile devices, and 15% watch on like a tablet or a desktop. They're warning Dixon. I don't know where Dixon is, but I think all the severe thunderstorm warnings expired down here, unless they're just not loading up. You're a TV producer? Really? Yeah, I tried slowing down a little bit my last forecast. At least at the beginning. There's actually no severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way, down in Alabama. There'll just be a lot of special weather statements. It's good, Gary. Yeah, I talk really fast. 15%? Wait, what? For charging a phone? Dixon, Iowa? Is that one of the... Oh, Dixon? Yeah, you're kind of in between. Dixon's not in the warning, but you'll probably just see rain. The severe storms are actually right in between. You got one off to your north and one down to your south. Hey, Dexy, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing today? Oh, really, Flash? No, for watching on tablet to this stuff. Yeah, I guess, like, you know, it's really funny. Like, nobody watches on the desktop. I think my last live stream, 15% of people did. TV was like 35%, and the mobile device was like 40. Kind of weird. I guess desktop people just don't watch. Cashew. Yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Again, we'll be live for the tomorrow's event as well. We are only 6 subscribers now away from our goal for tonight of 7,250. I would appreciate it. We're basically on the 4th of the way there, the 8,000. And I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button tonight. Melting in Texas, yeah, Texas weather's not been fun. My talking speed is at the speed of a New Yorker, really. Interesting. Joanne, I'm not on a website. It's a software and it's really expensive, and I also don't really recommend it, so I also just won't get it in general. It has so many glitches. It's not worth it, to be honest. But I'm trying to find a new software at some point, but it's hard finding weather softwares out there. It really is. Like, you can get GR2, you can get Omega, but just all of them have their lows and highs. Hey, I appreciate that, Nancy. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate that. Yeah, we got 2 warnings ongoing for Davenport, and as well as Walcott, Eldridge, Maysville. Again, those areas are producing some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and a little bit of quarter-sized hail. The same goes for the storm as well up to the north near Bennett. That is near Loden in Toronto and Wheatland. So, yeah, Dixon's not included in that. I know somebody was asking about Dixon, but hey, Peppers, how you doing? Welcome on in. No, Joanne, you're completely fine. No, there's no limit to questions in here, really. And obviously, again, this is an interactive live stream. I do these once in a while, especially when we don't have severe weather outbreaks or anything like that ongoing. Again, we're still doing severe weather right now, but for the most part, it's on the low end, so not too much of a crazy stuff to do right now. Russian from Roku? I have a lot of Roku viewers. You know what's even crazier? You know how many people watch on Xbox and PS4 on these live streams? I was shocked. My 48,000 viewer live stream the other day had like 1,000 people watching from the Xbox. Like, what? People watch on the Xbox. Milwaukee storms? Nah, they're just strong storms. Yes, there was a pretty large tornado earlier, Texie, over in Wisconsin. As of now, I don't know what the EF category was, but there was one. There was at least 4 or 5 tornadoes, though, overall. There might have been more than that, though. We don't know. Thanks, Texie. I appreciate that. I kind of read these chat stuff out of order, but no, Joanne, you're completely fine. There's no limit to questions, trust me. No limit at all. Yeah, people ask questions here all the time. Even if there's, you know, so the only thing is, like, when I'm covering like a tornado warning that's significant, I will not be looking at chat at all. But that happened earlier, and I had somebody donate like $2 or something, and I completely missed it. So distracted, but yeah, there's really no dumb questions, honestly. Nah, there's no dumb questions at all, even if you're asking. We officially hit our subscriber goal, by the way, for tonight of 7,250. So we do not have to. We're now 4th of the way there to 8,000. Hey, Starmind, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing today? It would be cool if you embedded some scanner streams from Broadcastify of the affected areas. Broadcastify? I've never even heard of that. Wait, let me look that up. Is this free for commercial use? Never heard of this. I'll have to look into it. The only problem is I have to pay, like, for commercial use and stuff like that. I have to get a license. I don't know how much a license is. Cash you. I'll look into it, but I'm not entirely sure. I've never even heard of it until now. Have a good night, Flash, by the way. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you, Peppers, Fear, as well as Jason and Clint for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Welcome. That's scanner streams from almost every city. Does it? I'll have to look into it again. The thing is, though, a lot of the time with these things, they want you to pay a lot of money for stuff, and I don't really feel like paying that much money for most of these things because I don't make enough money to be able to pay for all these commercial use stuff. But one thing I want to get is storm chasing commercial stuff at some point, but yeah, it just costs a lot of money. Ryan Hall does it. I don't know how much he pays for it, but he has to at least be paying thousands of dollars per month for that stuff. I don't have a clue. It's hard to find that sort of stuff too. That's like reasonably cheap, at least like reasonable. I mean, a lot of people, like for example, I was gonna get Earth Cam or something like that, and they're charging several $100s a month. You have to lock into a contract. There's a lot of expensive things out there. So, Scott, I really recommend RadarScope. I'm not advertised with them, but I really do recommend RadarScope. That's like that's the one thing I'll say. Again, RadarScope is probably the best app in terms of getting, you know, good. If you're like a weather geek, it's really reliable. I enjoy RadarScope. I've used it forever when I was doing live streams too. When I did live streams on Facebook back in 2020, I'd be using RadarScope. Yeah, I recommend it. Obviously, it's the one paid app. It's one of those paid apps, but it's worth it, in my opinion. Nolan, you might see storms tomorrow. Today, I have no clue. Maybe overnight, you might see something there. Storms will be possible tomorrow. Again, I'll be going live tomorrow, so make sure you turn on post notifications with the bell icon down below. Thanks, Shirley. Yeah, I'll be going on a little trip this weekend, Friday and Saturday, so I won't be live. You purchased Radar Mega and you can't figure it out? I've never used Radar Mega. I have some people asking about that too in my chat. I've never watched it though. Hey, thanks, Julie. I appreciate it. Hey, good thing about mine is there's really no ads other than the sponsors down below. I appreciate that, Scott. Yeah, RadarScope, I really recommend it if you're like a weather geek or you just want to learn more about weather. It's definitely it's a really good app, or if you want something high definition. If you're like one of those people that just doesn't understand the weather and you don't really want to learn about it, I definitely recommend something like My Radar. It's free too, so you don't have to pay for it. It's probably one of the better radar apps out there. Yeah, I've never used Radar Omega. Righty, cool. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. As of right now, most of the severe weather is starting to wind down. Let me take a look at this storm real quick. I don't think anything's changed. And we had a possible tornado in Madison earlier when I was live streaming, so there was pretty tight rotation at the time. What am I eating? I'm eating cashews. Oh, do you actually hear them? Yeah, Radar Scope again is very, very friendly. It's pretty good program in my opinion. I like using it. I'm surprised they haven't canceled that tornado watch up in Wisconsin and Illinois. I'm surprised they didn't cancel that yet. Julia, yeah, I use RadarScope usually for weather. Not live streams, but I do for really any mobile use and stuff like that. I'll always be using RadarScope. It's just, honestly, I use it way more often than you probably think. I use it at least like 30 to 45 minutes possibly a day. Alrighty. That is going to probably... Wait, let me look real quick. Let me look real quick. All right, that is going to do it actually for this stream. I know it's been a long lot. It's only been 3 hours. It's been a bit of a shorter live stream overall, but most of the severe weather is winding down. Obviously, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It really does mean a lot. Again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below, or if you're on TV as well, you can click the subscribe button. Again, we do live streams like this all the time, and I will be live tomorrow for the New York and Pennsylvania severe weather event. So again, make sure to turn on post notifications if that's something you're interested in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button again, and make sure to like the video if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. That was basically it for the severe weather. We have a couple of storms ongoing still, but most of them for the most part are going to be winding down. Again, I'm going to get some rest, and I'll be able to live stream that video, or that, excuse me, for tomorrow. So again, make sure to turn on post notifications. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you guys again. I do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe again. Now we'll be back pretty soon.